All right. What's going on, chat? I hope everyone's doing well. I got the AC going. I don't think it's too loud, especially we'll have a little music playing in the background. But let me know. We can always adjust it. But it is so hot today, so we got the AC going, so the camera doesn't overheat while we're streaming, so I don't overheat. Appreciate everybody tuning on in. Gonna be tying some flies as usual. Whoa, what do we got? Yo, RK, thank you for the jewels on YouTube. Appreciate that. How's it going, RK? Hope you're doing well. Yo, Eli, how's it going? Sorry I haven't caught up. I haven't been in here in a bit, but got caught up with stuff. All right, very nice. Well, we're glad to have you here. Just been doing some streaming. We do have a new video that's going to be coming out this weekend. I already have it recorded. I'm finishing editing, and that's the Crook fly. So we're getting back on the fly tying videos. Don't worry. We're going to be tying and pumping out at least, hopefully, a video a week minimum. But I just put out my first sponsored video on Mike Rolls Dice for Conflict 47. So we got sponsored by a store. If you guys are watching this and you're tabletop gamers, okay, what do you call it? There's a store, the Tabletop Strategist in Florida, in Orlando, and they sponsored the channel Mike Rolls Dice, and essentially like kind of paid us to make a video about Conflict 47. So shout out to them. That was awesome, and the video's doing really good. It's got like 1.6 thousand views or something like that for the first 24 hours. So worked hard on that for like 3 days non-stop. But and we had George Washington and stuff fighting the Japanese in World War II alternate timeline. Oh, tabletop, you say? I might be interested in that. But anyway, so shout out to them. Check out the Tabletop Strategists, and you guys can get free shipping on it. So I just want to mention, because I know we have a couple wargamers in our fly tying community. But so that's what I've been busy with. And that being said, I have more Mike Rolls Dice stuff I have recorded. I have to edit, but I have to start making some fly time videos now and start pumping that out. So anyways, that's what we've been up to. Doc, I hope you've been doing well, dude. What do you call it? Yeah, put it on full blast. Oh, we got it, dude. Sheesh. It's like an Amazon basic window-mounted AC unit. Loud as hell. It's not even digital. It's got like knobs. It's like a 1990s AC. But you know what? It cools down my room, because my room is about the size of like a horse stable. Probably, I guess you could say. All right. That being said, though, so yeah, we have the Crook fly, which is our essentially crab juvenile flounder or flatfish abomination that we came up with, and I love that fly. So we tied that up, and I'm finishing editing that. There's a couple other flies. There's the ballyhoo fly, and as well as like Henry Cowan's magnum bait fish, stuff like that I want to tie. But I should probably start working on some sort of like longer form videos for LI Flies Mike, because that's what people really always request. So that being said, we do have new content coming. I've been saying that for a while, but I actually have it almost done, the video for the Crook fly, so that's good. I've been quite busy, as you could tell. All right. Oh, I forgot. Let me just do something real quick here. Hold on. Just move my pedal board out of the way for my guitar. So that being said, I figured we'd just hang out and just tie some stuff. What do you call it? We do have, we have this funky thing that we tried. I don't know if I have any good jig hooks to tie any Crook flies, but I have some smaller hooks we can use. We don't have to use the jig fly. Might as well tie one, because that was the theme. Oh, and that being said, it's the last Friday of the month, so we're going to be doing a giveaway for both YouTube and Twitch chat. But the way we're going to do it is halfway through the stream, we're going to do it via chat. You guys are just going to... I don't have Streamlabs set up to do it Well, technically I do, but I'm not signed in and I haven't figured out how to do it. But what we'll do is we've done in the past. We'll just have you guys type something in chat. I'll tell you guys to type a word, and then I'll just copy your name and put it in a random name generator, and we'll do it live like that. It's a little bit cumbersome, but it's not like we ever have 100 people in here, so it won't take too long anyway. Max maybe 20 or something on the wheel, so. But traditionally, RIP, the marble races, I know, but we have to get YouTube involved. So we can't have all the fun being for just Twitch. We have to unite the two together. You know what I mean? Fish Fly Friday. There you go. All right. Yeah, we've been doing Friday Fly giveaway. FFG, we like to call it, for quite a long time now. And now we can bring it to YouTube as well. Share the love. All right. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to tie a teeny little fluke type imitation mixed with a crab. We're just going to add some random materials as well. This is pretty heavy eyes, but I think you kind of want it. So I'm going to grab some eyes, grab a little material here. Let me turn my voice down. Oh, it is pretty low already. Let me turn the audio down in general. Yo, Bobzilla, what's going on, dude? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, the new video, The Invasion Begins, it's like the most viewed video in like 24 hours I've done between Li Flies Mike and Mike Rolls Dice, so I'm very happy about that. That being said, we're going to start getting some fly tying tutorials out and all that. Going very well. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let me see here. We need some sort of chenille here to make a tail. That's how we start off, along with some lead eyes. Let's do the lead eyes, but let me grab the chenille while we're at it, yeah, we normally tie them in tan. And then I'll take some rubber legs to go along with it. And we're going to need some slinky, which is right here. That's pretty much it. We're good to go. I had everything ready because I filmed it the other day, so it's all in. I know where it is. But yeah, I ended up picking up some minis and stuff from our sponsor, the Tabletop Strategist, and all that. So I'm excited to not only build a British Commonwealth K-47 army, but I'm gonna build a Carthaginian army. And if anyone used to watch the guitar streams, Doc knows, I had a song that I wrote about Hannibal, the leader of Carthage, that I used to play. It was actually a sick-ass song. It was in drop D. Doom, doodle down, doodle down. I probably still have it somewhere. It's like, nothing can stop me. God, it was like the most cringiest. I can't wait to play guitar again live, but I don't know about singing anymore. But I've always wanted to build a Carthaginian army. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I am developing my own tabletop war game, so I think I might use it for that. But because it's miniature agnostic, you can use whatever. You remember that song, Doc? It was like doom doodle down, doodle down, doom doodle down, doodle down, doom doodle down, doodle down, doom down 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 down. It was fucking sick. I mean, I can write some riffs. I'm telling you right now. I can write some fucking riffs. All right, I got excited. I forgot what we were doing. The Guinness sessions? Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah. There was a lot of vodka and cranberry fueled guitar nights on the stream, specifically. Because the Guinness was too much while playing guitar. It's more of a sit down Thai fly drink. You know, a lot of Montauk IPAs. All sorts of wild stuff. Mike writes riffs. I was honestly thinking about it. I was like, because who am I going to stream the guitar stuff to YouTube? And I was thinking, honestly, you guys are the most open to the weird stuff on Mike Rolls Dice. I think even though the fly fishing community does appreciate the weird stuff I do, especially like the people who watch me stream, I think the overall YouTube crowd is like, yeah, okay, like with some of the stuff. But I feel like, you know, with Tiki, Cosmic, URK, and, you know, everybody watching, you guys are like, hell yeah. This is exactly what I expect from Mike and Mike Rolls Dice. So I might stream it there, but I don't know. I mean, Twitch is going to get to see it all. Twitch gets to see everything. It's like the Wild Wild West. But the other thing is, when it comes to streaming on YouTube, I can't play any copyrighted, like, I can't do any cover songs. So we used to play, like, Thin Lizzy, AC/DC, and all that jazz, you know what I mean? But the problem is that if I did that on YouTube, I'm pretty certain I can get, like, copy striked and then, like, maybe lose the channel or something. So I'm like, I don't know. I was thinking maybe I should start a new YouTube channel, but then I'll be streaming on to, like, even less people. So I don't know. I still haven't figured out how I want to do it. We might need to do certain streams where it's like, well, I'll have to do a test. I'll have to do a test stream on YouTube and see if they copy strike me, but, or what's the ramifications, because I see people playing guitar on YouTube and doing covers. Yo, what's going on, Calvin? How's it going? Miniature hobby is a bit eccentric by nature, so we all have our own weird and appreciate everyone's. Yeah, I've met a lot of weird fly fishermen, and that's a compliment. But a lot of my community is also, like, a little bit older than me, and they do appreciate it, but I think they also might be like, this guy sucks at guitar. I don't know. I'm sure it'd be fine. But I just feel like Mike Rolls Dice might be more of an appropriate... It's kind of more like a, whoa, look at all the wacky, cool stuff I'm doing, you know, with my videos and stuff. I think it fits it better. Because if you actually watch my YouTube videos on Li Flies Mike, it's not, like, super sanitary, but because it's me just, like, talking to you. But it's not like, you know, I'm not doing, like, crazy, like, hold the line! And, like, mash Wiener Schnitzels! Like, that's the shit I'm doing on my other channel. On Li Flies Mike, I'm like, all right, yeah, Mark Sadati is an amazing fly tire, you know? So that's why I think that the other channel will be better to embarrass myself on. Yo, Zeke, what's going on, dude? How's it going? And Goopy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. All right. So this is going to be the next video. It's coming out this weekend, except we tied on a jig hook. This is a pretty small hook, so normally I would take lead wire and attach it to it as well. But this is our little crook fly. Shout out to, I forgot who named it. I think it was Fred that named it. Crab Fluke. I'm pretty certain my mod, Fred, might have done it. And apologies if it was someone else, but... Frosty. AKA. Alright, we're going to take out some materials. We're going to go with rubber legs and slinky fiber. Hello from India again. Oh shit, you back in India? Or are you still in India? I never know with you half the time. One day he's in the Pacific. Next day he's in India. Then he's in Africa. You're a very cultured man, Craggroll. You know that? Alright. We're gonna go with little rubber legs. Did you bring your fly rod with you? You gonna get it eaten by crocodiles or something? I don't know if I'd want to go fly fishing in India unless I was, like, up in the freaking mountains or something. You just got here a few hours ago? Oh, okay, okay. I never remember half the time. I'm like, wait a minute, I'll see a fishing picture, and then I'll be like, oh, so Craggroll's back or something. And then you'll be like, yeah, I'm in Japan right now. You know, fishing for, in a canal somewhere for 5 seconds while I can. Yeah, your tying kit. We'll just take a string and, like, tie it to a piece of Tie it to a stick and just go flip a fly somewhere and catch a like 20-foot crocodile or something in the Ganges. All right. So what we are going to do is kind of build up a small body here with V-ties and all that jazz. If you guys have any flies as well, put them in the Discord as usual. And look, for anyone just getting in here, normally we'd be doing a Friday fly giveaway last Friday of the month on Twitch via Marble Races, but now we're going to be doing it where you guys are essentially, I'm just going to log whoever types in chat when I mention something. So it'll be like middle of the stream. I'll be like, all right, we're going to do a giveaway or whatever. I'll have you guys type something. And then on YouTube and Twitch, I'll just write your guys' name down in a random name generator. So that is how we're doing it. For just this month, I'm going to have to set up the Streamlabs. I do have Streamlabs, I forgot, I guess, set up. I need to get the chat bot set up in YouTube. So I'll have to do that. But we could totally use Streamlabs for that. Because I think I have Streamlabs in my chat on Twitch as well, if I'm not wrong. I think it's mostly Nightbot, but I don't know. I'm like stuck in like 5 years ago in streaming technology. I like set up my stream and then I like advanced it at some point, and then I've just left it like that ever since. I'm sure there's probably all sorts of fancy things I could be doing, but we're old school, I guess. Alright, go with a little bit of brown tannish mix up top. Let me turn the music down ever slightly. I come here to hang out, don't pay much attention to the day of the month. Gotcha. Well, I appreciate that, my friend. That being said, I've had some folks that have watched the channel for a super long time and lurk all the time and stuff, and only like chat on the last day of the month. But I appreciate everybody hanging out. Last Friday, I should say. Well, let me get this lined up a little better for you guys. I always forget to hit the button because there's like a vertical option for YouTube, and it actually seems not to be that bad. People seem to tune into it sometimes, so I always forget to do it, but gotta remember. We got the Goro music going. Yeah, I saw, we're going to take a look at the Discord. I saw Zeke got on some bluefish. Very nice. I still haven't gone fishing. I've been busy with editing, and then we're also getting geared up. I just got to order a couple things. I was doing inventory stock today, what I have material-wise, but I'm going to start tying. I usually tie like a ton of sand eel. They're essentially just jumbo surf candies. We're probably going to tie one tonight, later. But imagine like a 6-7 inch long surf candy, but sand eel style. And I tie those for one of the local shops. It's not even guys fly fishing, it's guys spin fishing. But they're paying like fly prices, like, you know, 10, 11 bucks a fly. And they're just slamming giant bass on them in the surf, fishing them in front of diamond jigs. But the guys buy the flies like crazy. So I'm like, all right, cool, hey. I'm happy with it, you're happy with it, then fine with me. I don't care if they're fishing them on spinning rod. That makes me happy, actually, that the surf guys are like, yo, those flies are sick. Because that's even better. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll convert one at some point. Join the dark side. Hey, Vasquez, what's going on? Stumbled on your channel a couple months ago and decided to stay. Now I watch every stream and learn a thing or two. Oh, I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate everybody that hangs out and just, whether they lurk or they, you know, they type, it doesn't matter. I've been streaming for a long time, so I've learned people, and I consume streams in different ways and content, so some streams I lurk and some streams I chat a lot. It depends. But I appreciate everybody that like hangs out. Just watching is the best way to support the channel. I apologize, I've been so busy. I've been putting a lot of attention into Mike Rolls Dice because it's a newer channel, and it's definitely paid off. We have so many fly time videos, so I kind of slowed down a little bit because we have a huge what do you call it, stockpile of videos for you guys to watch. But I gotta gear up and start banging out content for you guys. It's tricky. I'm trying to find like the perfect medium of having 2 YouTube channels and uploading quite regularly to both. It's tricky, but I'm getting there. I've just been so busy too, but that's the thing. I gotta find a balance between everything. My fly tying, my YouTube stuff. Because I went from like making YouTube videos casually to like, you know, pumping them out and stuff and taking it more seriously. The other channel is called Mike Rolls Dice. It's for tabletop wargaming, and we mostly focus on less non-Games Workshop games, so not 40K. Even though 40K is great, we focus on like Conflict 47, Bolt Action, Turnip 28, one-page rules. We did Gaslands. I'm gearing up to do some solo game series for Zona Alpha, which is like a Stalker-inspired skirmish game that you can play solo. Because it's like one of my favorite video game series of all times, and aesthetics is like Exclusion Zone. But that channel's doing pretty good. People love it, so. And we got, what do you call it? Our first channel sponsor on YouTube in general, so it's awesome. That being said, though, I'm like, dude, I gotta make fly time videos. I've been slacking. Because people, like, message me and like, yo, I love the content, this and that. I'm like, oh, God. Being a bum over here, I need to record some fly tying content. Honestly, it's been tricky. I think I might almost make it. I was planning on making a video on it. I was almost burnt out a little bit on the striper fishing because it's been so terrible for me. Like, I've just been doing so bad. I don't know. So I like lost all motivation to go fishing, to be honest with you. You know, I've just been focusing on like making videos and tying flies and trying to make some money and doing other stuff. I've like not even fished the entire summer. But so it's like definitely that's been a factor, because if I'm not like super pumped to go fishing every day, I'm like less likely to be like, oh, let me make a hour-long video about striper fishing. But I'm starting to get over it. I'm just being a bitch, but that's all. Make another slam and core video, dude. That's I'm telling you, I don't know if we'll ever get another one of those. That's like my buddy Jeff even mentioned it. I was on a different wavelength that day. Like, I was operating on a different level. That's like, you know what I mean? Like, there was a secret sauce to like the coffee that I drank that morning. I do get like that sometimes. Wacky Mike, we'll call it, or something. I don't know. But that was like I don't know. That was when I was full of youth and vigor, and my back didn't hurt 24/7. It just hurt like 14 hours out of the day. It's almost tying season, so it'll be right time to release a new one. True. Yeah. Is my boat in the water yet? Hell no, unless we get a flood. Maybe if we get a hurricane, it'll be in the water. It was the whiskey and the coffee? Yeah, true. Yeah, honestly, people will ask me, like, hopefully down the road, like, because, hey, by the way, I think we're literally, like, 12 subscribers away from 5,000, which isn't, like, in YouTube terms is nothing, if you think about it, like, in creator mindset, but honestly, that's a pretty big number, so I'm super stoked about it. We'll have to do something for the channel, I guess. But, like, hopefully a couple, you know, however many years from now, maybe I'll have, like, 20,000 subs on Mike Rolls Dice, and like, you know, whatever, maybe 15 on LI Flies, whatever it is. And people ask me what's my magnum opus, and I'll say it's Slam and Cores, the original video. Honestly, it's probably one of the best one of the best things. I don't know how I wrote my buddy. That was my fishing buddy Edgar, who I used to the spin fisherman. We used to go fishing together, and I was like, yo, you want to go help me make this video about alby fishing? He was just cracking up the entire time. I think it's at some points you can hear him giggling like while he's filming. It was so funny. But yeah, that was, I don't know how I roped him into that one. We filmed for like 3 hours. It was him filming me, like, just throwing a jig into the rocks and, like, getting it stuck and going, whoa, whoa, I got one. And, like, I literally attached one of my Jetty not Crocs. I've been watching Hey You video games. What's the corkers? I had, like, a corker attachment for a boot, and I, like, attached it to the jig, and I threw it in the water, and I was like, zzz, zzz, like, screaming the reel. It's so funny. It's so dumb. People were in the parking lot, like, watching me film the intro. It was hilarious. I can't do that every day. That's like a special occasion. I have to be like, I don't know, maybe I need to stand near the microwave for a while so I get a certain amount of radiation. I don't know what it was. Are you using SolarRes or you find something cheaper? I'm still using SolarRes. I forgot. We're about to start our Li Flies Mic content factory back up and making all sorts of videos. That's a fantastic video idea because I have them written down, but is trying out like various UV resins, and some of them are like cheap ones from Amazon and stuff. Seeing how those work. I'm curious. We'll like tie surf candies and I'll just smash them up against like a freaking my boat motor in the backyard. Psh, psh, over and over again. Or we'll go cast them up against rocks and see what happens and stuff. Leave them out in the sun in the dashboard for a week. See if they turn like yellow or something. You still go back and watch it? I've had people for years now like see me like walking on the beach and they just go scoo-roo. Like 50-year-old guys that don't look like they would watch a dumbass video like that. Like, hey, you're that Slam and Cores guy. But it doesn't have a lot of views, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like deep state or something's going on. Getting suppressed by the deep state. Also, what's going on, Flytime New England? How you been, man? How's your summer been? Also, I just realized this hook's crap. Look at the freaking. You guys can't see it, but maybe you can if I do that. That hook eye is terrible. I have to like. Oh, I should have a pair of pliers actually right here. I wonder if I can compress it a little bit. It's like it wasn't pressed right or something. Oh, these pliers are bitch made. They're not gonna do it. To be honest with you, it's pretty freaking strong, I'll tell you that much. The gap is huge. I'm gonna have to close it. Or we're gonna have to build up a bunch of thread and like epoxy it. I looked down, I was like, why is this hook sitting in the bottom of my vise? That's why. I was like probably commercially tying. I saw that and I was like, we ain't using that for a customer. That's alright though. We'll just jam it up or close it or something. I don't care. The striped bass don't care. Tell us about the resin yellowing incident. Well, do you know it, or you want me to say it, or do you not know it, and that's why you want me to say it? I'm not trying to disparage the company that made the resin, because I haven't really heard anything about that from anyone else. But I think it was just a bad batch. But I'll just tell you guys, it was the Loon. Is when I first started tying for saltwaterflies.com back in the day. The first ever order they ever made for me, 50 surf candies. I was pretty proud of that, all right? Saltwaterflies.com wanted to order 50 surf candies from me as a commercial tire. So I ordered Loon resin. I think I got it from them too, but I forgot where. There might have been a different bottle. But it was one of the Loon bottles, and I did all 50 surf candies, and then I sent him to Chris, and I tied him in the basement at my ex-girlfriend's house because she had a basement apartment. So like the lighting wasn't that good either. So like I didn't even realize, but I bagged him up this and that, and I went to the post office, shipped them next morning or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, Mike," he called me. He was like, "Yeah, they're like kind of yellow or something. It's like the resin is like very yellow. It looks like it's not clear, you know." I'm like, "What?" So he sent them back to me, and I went outside and looked, and they were like all yellowed. It looked like epoxy. I don't know what happened with this thread here. It's because this gap. The gap ruined everything. It's like when you leave epoxy on a dashboard and it gets all yellow from heating up over like 6 months on your car, if you ever used to fish with epoxy back in the day. So I had to retie 50 surf candies. And I tried Solarez instead, or Solarize, however the hell you say it. I think it's Solarize. And I haven't had any issues with it. Now, it can happen, I learned, you can get slight yellowing if you just sit there. If you're, like, watching something on your, like what I do, I'll watch something on my monitor, on my computer, like, you know, because I'll be watching a stream while I'm fly tying like this. A lot of times I won't even look at the vise. I'll just be doing this, you know, because I'm like banging out certain tasks that are pretty menial in the step of tying the fly. And what do you call it? Oh my god, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, if you leave the light on the resin for too long, you'll get slight yellowing. So, or if you leave it in a, like, in the summertime, you leave it in the sun in like a, on a black heated surface or something, like if it gets super hot and it gets too much UV light, it can yellow. So I was always curious, like, did I cause that? But I've tried it with other flies where I've really tried to, like, because I've tied the surf cane the same way for years with the UV resin. So I thought maybe it was me or something, but then I did some tests and I was like, no. And I went to the conclusion. I came to the conclusion it's probably a bad batch of resin. And I was like, okay, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But I did write an email to Loon and I let them know, hey, I tied these flies for saltwaterflies.com, commercial order, and the resin yellowed. I want to know, is it because I screwed up or is it a bad batch or something like that? And they never responded to me. And that's when I went and, like, got other resins and, like, heated them up and was like, no, I think it was just a bad batch of Loon. But the main fact is that they never responded to my email. And I was like, all right, well, screw this. Now, I will say, though, I have had issues with other Loon products, and I've emailed them. I had the Mega Lamp, which I still buy. It's still, I think, a great product. I still use it to this day. I buy one every couple of years. Where's mine? Oh, it might be downstairs or something. Actually, might be downstairs. I have to see. But the big Loon Mega Lamp. Actually, I do need to find that if we are going to tie surf candies later. So I think I was curing a miniature. Or is it charging? No, it must be downstairs. All right, I'll make sure I'll grab it when we take a break. But the Loon Mega Lamp's great. And I had one where the batteries like went bad pretty early on, and they did send me a replacement lamp. So it's not all bad with Loon. I can't say but I did have really bad experience with that resin. I haven't had any issues with Solarize. So I'm curious with these like cheap Chinese resins, are they do they overheat easily? Because this is all good stuff to know, especially if people are newer. You know, because if you're an experienced fly tyer, you can recognize, okay, maybe I gotta make sure not to heat it up too much or not expose it too much. But you don't want to recommend something like that to somebody who's new. You'd rather be like, look, spend a little bit more on the Solarize. You're not going to use a lot of UV resin anyway. And I think it's honestly easier to work with. So, but that depends, right? How the cheap resins are. We're going to have to try them out. I know a lot of folks in the community use like cheap bottles of UV resin. So, and a lot of it is not necessarily even made for fly tying, but UV resin is now used for like a million different things. They use it for nail care. They use it in miniature hobby building. I see people use UV resin all the time. So there's like so many different applications for it that I think it might be getting to where like you can find it cheaper because it's not a specialized fly tying product, I should say. Because you can find a lot of fly tying stuff like in the regular world, not marketed as fly tying material, and it's cheaper. You know what I mean? Certain synthetics and things like that. A lot of times the quality may not always be as good as, let's say, the fly tying equivalent, because they'll like request the manufacturer make it to a certain level or standard, but quality control is tough when they aren't in-house manufacturing. Use the UV Craft. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot, right? Like, if you guys have ever ordered cheap stuff on Amazon, whether it be like, you know, furniture for like $80 or whatever, and you're like, oh, damn, it's pretty good, or something else, you know, it could kind of be a hit or miss with some of these cheap, like, Chinese products. But there's also times where you could get stuff that's virtually the same thing, because it's probably made in China anyway, and it's priced at like a non-fly tying cost because it's for something else like crafts or something, and it's way cheaper, and it's like the same stuff. So it can be hit or miss, but you can find like really good stuff too, and not necessarily on Amazon, but you get what I'm saying, like just materials. Definitely better though to like go look on somewhere like Amazon or somewhere instead of going to like a Hobby Lobby or like a Michael's craft store, because a lot of the materials you find in those places aren't really generally good enough quality for a lot of your fly tying needs. That being said, though, when it comes to like feathers and bucktails and stuff, I'd rather still get like hairline products and this and that, you know, as opposed to like some cheap Amazon feathers or something. I'm sure they sell that stuff. I haven't looked. Might be a good video as well, as like looking at some of that crap and trying it out in fly tying. And be like, you know what, you can get away with this. But there is also stuff like the Fly Tires Dungeon, which is a great website that sells stuff at like almost cost, it seems like at times, with how cheap it is compared to other companies selling their synthetics. Can't fault the Vita Rosa UV resin. Seems just as good as all hard resin I've used from brand names. Now, with these cheaper resins, do you what do you call it? Do you can you get different thicknesses? Thin, medium, thick? Yeah, we're gonna do the Fly Tires Dungeon order as well. Do a video with that. I think that's a good video because it was like what, $20 or something, $50 or something. You get like a crazy amount. Do you cure in the sun ever? Yeah, every single time now. Whenever I get done with the UV resin fly, I stick it in the sun for like 15 minutes to like, you know, an hour. Especially with like big orders of flies, because it removes any and all tackiness. Because I don't care what sort of UV resin you're using, there's always going to be a slight film or residue that's on it when it's cured. And I don't want a customer to like pick it up and be like, oh, there's two options. You can take alcohol and rub it with some alcohol, which a lot of people do, or you can essentially just cure it in the sun for a little bit longer. And I think it makes it even more durable. I don't know. But I don't trust the lights for full curing, because especially if you end up going with too much resin, you'll end up with like pockets of uncured resin inside of the shell of like your surf candy and stuff. So that's where sticking it in the sun, throwing it on your dashboard, or just tying it to your fly rod and going out fishing during albie season in the beating sun in like, you know, early September. A lot of times the fly will just cure itself when you're walking to the jetty or something, because it's like, God, it's gonna be so hot in a couple weeks. Most cheap resin does take time to cure, but where I live, UV of 13 every day, so a couple minutes outside works wonders. Yeah, I always recommend using the sun as a final step to your UV curing. Amazon has thin and thick, etc. Okay. You can get medium hard, and I think you can get flexible too. I'll have to check out some of these different brands. I think you guys put them in the Discord or something, but when I'm ready to make the video, I'll ask everybody in the Discord, tell me what your favorite brands of resin are, and I'll check them out. I'm gonna have to do a good job though. It's gonna be a little pricey video, so I gotta make sure I get some ad revenue from it, so I gotta get good views. I'm gonna have to like It's like a journalistic fly tying video where we're trying out different resins. We're gonna have to like do all sorts of different tests. Cool soundtrack. I'm over here buying all these Chinese resins. I probably should try out some name brand resins other than Solarez too, but maybe we'll use Solarez as the idea is like, okay, there's Solarez, there's Loon, there's these different brands, these name brand fly tying brands. They're all pretty good. I like the Solarez. But what are the sort of cheaper alternatives, and are they, can you use them or not? It would be cool though to get some other name brands that I don't use and like put them to the test against Solarez and the Amazon stuff, you know? That could be kind of fun. See how they perform. Maybe we find out one of them shatters easier or something, or yellows quicker. Just trying to thin out some of the materials here. I do want the fly to flip over a little easier. Alright, put some eyes on here. Oh, first we should add some camouflage. That would become an extremely expensive video quick if you use name brands. Exactly. A bottle of resin from Solarez, 2 ounces, like almost $40 now. When I think you used to be able to get a 4-ounce bottle from them for like 40 bucks back in the day, 46 or something. Name brand resin has like doubled in price in the past like fucking 10 years or something, I feel like. I don't know what the increase in, like, they're definitely taking an effect for inflation when I'm not with my fly tying, so they're monitoring the NASDAQ or something. They're like, fucking raise that shit up. Alright, let's put some eyes in here. But I remember buying the 4-ounce bottle for like under 50 bucks, and now it's like a $40 for 2 ounces. It's half the amount. It's crazy. It was beautiful getting those giant bottles of Solarez. Oh my god, it was so nice. Now I get these 2-ounce ones, and I burn through them, honestly, pretty quick nowadays. My neighbor's little dogs are yapping. Alright. Get the E6000, put some eyes on here. How's the AC? Is the AC loud for you guys, or no? You good? I just realized we got any tunes. Vita Rosa is €25 for half a kilo of resin. Yep. I see numbers and I see letters equating to measurements and weights and volume, but my American brain doesn't. Like a kilogram could be anywhere from like this size to the size of a tank shell in my mind. I have no idea. My American brain can't comprehend. It could be a artillery shell for a 13-pound British gun. 500 grams. All right, that's now we're talking my language. Okay, so I know ounces and grams. So let's see. I mean, that's a lot of weed. Wait, you can get 25 euros for all that weed? I mean, never mind. Resin? No. Okay. Still, I'm trying to equate bags of weed equaling into bottles of resin. This is why we have, this is why we have different measurements than you guys. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to translate bags of weed into bottles of resin? Like, you know what I mean? Displacement. Made me just think of a magic card, Displacer Kitten. I think there's going to be a new, like, Lord of the Rings set or some shit they're going to do. I actually might play some freaking Magic Draft on Arena if they do that. I haven't played Magic in forever. Been like a year or something almost. I might have played actually a little bit earlier in the year with Lorwyn. That's what it was. Yo, what's Sequisha been up to? I see the Sequisha emote. That motherfucker doesn't stream on YouTube. Finally, like, I'm waiting for Smoke and Sequisha, and I feel like then I'm good. I haven't watched Sequisha or Smoke in like years. I don't think Sequisha will ever stream on YouTube though. Smoke baby. Alright. Put some eyes on here. I forgot to do the dots, but we could do that later when it's dried. Just taking a Sharpie and just applying some dots is all. So this one I thinned down pretty thin here. I do like to leave them a little bit bulkier, but I'm trying to tie a couple different variations to try these out myself, so. And also, this is a pretty small hook, so we don't want to have too much material on there, so. I feel like if you're trying to do the, I guess, the juvenile fluke, you know what I mean? It's like a fine line of like you want a nice blend of the material going long enough, but you also don't want to smother your cool tail that you made with the chenille. You know what I mean? Got a little shot on the Regal here. Alright. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Make sure the streams are all working properly. Looking good. Everything good on Twitch's side? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not missing anything? Alright. I'll catch up with you guys real quick for a sec. I'm gonna go make a drink here in a second. We're probably gonna be streaming for, what, a minute. We can't make Keith unhappy. So we got another like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. So we're gonna be making another drink here soon. But what's everyone been up to fishing wise? You guys been fishing at all? You've been tying, anything like that? That being, make sure to put any fishing pics or fly tying pics in the Discord, because we'll take a look at the Discord probably a little bit later on in the stream. I think what we'll do is I'll take a little break here soon after chatting with you guys. We'll what do you call it? We will probably do the first giveaway for YouTube and Twitch in the middle of our like next segment or next fly we're tying, and then after that we'll do one at the end of the stream. So what do you call it? Yo, what's going on, Gene? Yeah, we got a new video coming up. That's gonna be the video that's coming out this weekend. I have it recorded. I'm editing. I have to finish cutting it down. I almost did that. I'll finish that after the stream tonight, and then I'm gonna do the voiceover tomorrow, probably before I do my Mike Rolls Dice stream in the afternoon. So I'll probably have the video out on Sunday for you guys for the Krook fly on how to tie this. I gotta get some footage though. I could put it in the swim tank, but I think I might go in my backyard and throw this thing in my pond. I have a tiny little pond. Oh, excuse me. And because it's like a jigged fly essentially, so I might do it like that because I feel like you get a better view of what it looks like. Looks like a mud skipper. Yeah. Do you know fluke or flounder? Summer flounder. You probably have. I think you're. Wait, are you down south, Zilla? I feel like. But they got flatfish, like a halibut type fish, if you know those or whatever. On the East Coast, we have fluke and flounder. They're technically, I think, two separate fish, but a lot of people will just say summer flounder and stuff, and then there's winter flounder. Anyways, juvenile versions of those, and that's what the striped bass are eating. Bonefish? No, striper fly, but you could use something like this for bonefish. It's essentially merging a juvenile fluke fly and a crab fly in one. So we got a strong arm tail, if you guys know. I don't know who created the strong arm, by the way. I just know David Skoke ties these really well. And then some rubber legs for like some crab-like either appendages or just to entice a bite. And then we have like essentially like a crab, but also morphed with like a juvenile fluke. So the idea is that there's going to be a ton of juvenile baby flounder and fluke that are getting eaten by striped bass in like the next month, essentially, because they're about that size. So there's a way that you can imitate both crabs, but also juvenile fluke. I don't know. It's a fly we came up with. We got to try it out. You know what I mean? I mean, either way, it's going to work. The question is, will it work when there's keyed in on specifically small flounder? I think so. It'll definitely work as a crab fly because it essentially is just a crab fly. But by elongating the body and making it more flounder shaped, putting some eyes on there, I don't know. The eyes are more so for us. Because to be honest with you, the striped bass are going to be seeing this with the way that this flounder bite happens. So, I mean, you will be fishing it from a depth, but a lot of times they chase these fluke up right to the surface, so. I get to go striper fishing tomorrow. I've been getting my stuff ready to start off, start of the stream. Oh, very nice. So what are you getting? You getting your leaders ready or something like that? You're getting your fly box all prepared? I got to go through and get my gear ready. I only have an 11 weight. That's a 9-foot rod. And I have my surf rod I've been fishing with, or my switch rod. I need to put another guide on the switch rod, and I think I'll be good. But I wouldn't mind getting like a cheap... I honestly might get one of those cheap Chinese freaking 9-weights, dude. We found that website with the cheap and make a video out of it. Like an $80, $70 saltwater 9-weight and fish with it. Just see if it blows up. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I'll probably just be fishing my switch rod because I kind of really enjoy fishing it. But what I need to do is I need to get my fly boxes ready. I need to get my backpack, all my leaders. And really I need to get my gear, like my rods and reels all cleaned up and stuff. Just kind of get them all greased up, get them going good to go for, especially like any sort of surf activity that's going to be happening, you know? So, because I essentially just taken past month and a half off from fly fishing, focused on everything else. With it being so hot and the fishing kind of sucks this time of year, usually for me, unless you're in a boat. And even then, I think we had Zeke in here. We're going to take a look at Zeke's photos, but I think there's not a ton of bunker. Like, when I had my boat, the bunker was crazy. Like, I mean, you'd be driving the boat along the beach, and you'd just be driving over school after school after school of, like, 100,000 pounds of bunker, 200,000 pounds of bunker, freaking, like, massive schools. And we're just not seeing that. I think they're staying further offshore or something, so I don't know. That or they killed them all, the Virginia and New Jersey mega corporations or whatever, the Omega Corp, using their helicopters. Look good. Looks good. Went on the flats today exploring. Nice. So are you seeing a ton of bunker out there, Zeke? Have you been going in the ocean at all? Them needs googly eyes if it's for us. You sound like Muldropper, one of my longtime Twitch viewers. Always requesting googly eyes. I expect nothing less. I was looking at getting a switch rod. I do a lot of surf fishing, but I only use a 9-foot 8-weight. We get a lot of medium-sized schoolies around here. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're fishing in the surf, an 8-weight, you know, that's about as low as you want to go. Even if it's a 26-inch bass, if it's the current's ripping, the tide's ripping, I kind of prefer having, when I fish the surf, I usually use a 10-weight. And even like a small fish feels pretty good fight, you know? But that way, God forbid, and when I say God forbid, you want this to happen. God forbid you hook a 30-pound fish in the surf, you're going to need a 10, 11 weight to fight that fish. Because, like, I mean, we're talking 5-foot chop surf, or you know what I mean? Like, if it's nasty and all that, they get in the riptide or something, that fish you're going to be chasing that fish down the beach. So, I think it's definitely worth at least getting either, like my switch rod's an 8-weight, it feels like a 10 or 11 weight because it's a switch rod, you know? It's either worth getting a switch rod, which you do have to get used to them, and it's a matter of getting the right lines for it and getting it set up properly. But, so either getting a switch rod, like an 8-weight or a 9-weight, or getting yourself like a 10-weight, you know, I would say. And then you'll be pretty covered. Ocean, no bunker. Peanuts by the dock and bay, no fish on them. Yeah. Now, I'm telling you, the fishing hasn't been that good out here locally. Unless you're fishing out in Montauk and you're fishing off the mecca of striped bass fishing, where they're like the current and the rips with the best structure in all of Long Island, the fishing's been tough. So I don't feel terrible about not slaving away in neoprene waders in the summertime. But, you know, I am getting the urge. It's starting to get cooler in the afternoons. It's like I'm getting into like that fishing mode, you know what I mean? Max Catch is so underrated. Is that what, name of a rod or rod company? All right, No bunker in Rhode Island. Dude, we were so lucky when I had my boat. It must have been like a record number of bunker, because the sharks were on them. We were shark fishing. I didn't get any bass on them, unfortunately. It was very hard to find bunker schools that actually had bass. I will say, trying to catch a striped bass on a bunker school is very tough on the fly rod. You snag a bunker, you will catch a 30-pounder all day. Aiden was doing it. But we sat there and specifically tried to get them on flies, even teasing fish with a live bunker. And I'm telling you, dude, that's really tough, because they kind of just lackadaisically swim through a bunker school. They're not like crashing through bunker schools. They're kind of just, you'll have a 30-pounder, because Tim from South Fork Salt, I have footage in the springtime striper fly fishing video he let me use. These big fish, they kind of just lackadaisically swim. You could look at it with the drone footage, and they'll just look for like the right bunker that's either not paying attention or that's kind of weakened or something, and they'll just grab it, you know. But they don't waste like any energy in these bunker schools. So I don't know, it's very strange. It's very, very hard fishing trying to get stripers on them. I'm talking about the cheap fly rods. Gotcha. That is a bummer though, man, because I was like so motivated seeing that much bunker and it was for a couple of years too. But my boat stopped working, so I don't get to go out there every afternoon and look. You know what I mean? But I've been hearing less and less about bunker in general. So I did see a bunch of guys got on big ass yellowfin tuna. They found like yellowfin tuna on the surface on squid or something. I saw on the water posting. I think Paul Dixon got on some yellowfin too or something. But all right, chat. We're gonna take a quick break here. I'm running a little low. I'm gonna just make a little cocktail real quick, and when I get back, we're gonna keep on tying. Also, when I get back, you guys want to be here because we're gonna be doing we got 2 giveaways. So essentially we're gonna be doing it for both YouTube and Twitch chats at the same time. So we'll just have you guys type something in the chat. So stay tuned. We're gonna be doing that probably like halfway through the next fly, and then we'll do one at the end of the stream as well. So all right, chat, you guys what do you call it, hang out for a sec. We're gonna play our Albie highlight because it's the greatest thing I've probably ever made editing for this channel, stream wise. And yeah, what do you call it, we'll be back in a second. Don't be cheap. What are you talking about, Slim Thunder? I'm not cheap. The crowd knows it, right? Jerry, come on, what are we doing here? Cut it down. Cut the feed from the bar, all right? That's right, I cut off the empanadas. No free empanadas. No. All right, we'll be back in a second, chat. All right, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick, and we'll keep on tying. Okay. Got to go hit the hookah lounge real quick. You know what I'm talking about? All right, Albie highlight. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Stay tight, all right? Yep, keep it tight. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Aiden. Knuckle buster. Are you good? Do you need me to do anything?
Yeah, I might need a ride. Yes.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna turn now.
I'm gonna try and get on the bow.
Yeah, get on the bow. All right, you're doing good. Keep doing your thing. I'm gonna move us away. No, that's a nice one.
Let's go!
Come here, close next to your alley. Good job.
That's sick.
All right. Nice.
Let's go! Albie slap!
Good job, dude.
Yee!
Looking down the barrel of a 12 gauge little tuny, bro. On the Albihor too. Oh my god, dude! What the fuck? Woohoo! Oh my god. Yep. Oh my god! I gotta turn the boat so I can cast. All right, we're back. Thank you for being patient, chat. Oh, I did not find my damn UV light. That's all right. I do have another one here. All right, let's keep tying. We are getting closer to the season of getting some sand eels too, so I should probably start doing something like that for my fly boxes. I don't have many of these, but we can. Also kind of want to, though, keep tying some little crab stuff. Let's tie another little crab fly. I don't know if we'll do a crook fly, but we could do something. Or maybe we can do a more traditional. Or, you know, maybe let's do one, but let's do one in a different color. Let's do that. I've kind of been wanting to try one in like an olive type color. Even though it's not very flukish. It's more so just the pattern. I was thinking about that for the video, but I was like, nah, we gotta do it the tan color for doing the crook fly. Pink? We could definitely go pink. Maybe we'll do olive pink. I think I have pink Slinky. Or we could just do one in pink, I suppose. Maybe with a little light olive coloring on the top. That could be fun. It's mostly Slinky fiber, SF blends though, so it is going to be flashy, which I don't always like for Crabfly, but we could try it anyways. Because it's something different than what we've been doing. And I even have the exact thing I need for the tail. That's why I'm agreeing to this. That's why I'm agreeing to your terms. Too damn hot to fish? I agree. Especially because I only have neoprene waders at the moment. So I think I would actually die. English Dram, what's going on? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. What's up? What's up? This is the most important pink thing you can have right here. It's the hot pink fluorofiber. Sheesh. I mean, Henry Kylan should be charging people for that secret. That stuff's so cool. The secret sauce. There's some sick ass beats. It's gonna suck. I forgot to cancel my Epidemic Sound, so we do have it for another month. But I am gonna have to redo the Albie video or something, because we're not gonna be able to listen to the music that's on there. I'm looking for these damn eyes. What did I do with the eyes? Did I put them away? I must have put them away. Getting more discipline at not leaving this stuff out, huh? No, I didn't leave it out, did I? Or put it away? There'll still be a Okay, no, the bag is here. Okay. I'm just turning into an old man that can't see properly. This is why I try to clean up my fly tying desk along the stream, because otherwise stuff just gets lost in the mix. That was pretty much in plain sight though, so really no excuse for that one. Ooh, maybe we can incorporate a couple little... Wasn't there 2 feathers? Just incorporate a couple random feathers in there as like little claw things. Yeah, everything's going good. I hope everything's going well for you folks in chat. Appreciate you folks hanging out. We are going to be doing a giveaway here in a little bit in chat for both YouTube and Twitch, or at the same time for you guys. So, once we get like halfway through this fly, we'll do it. Which I'm going to go to the post office tomorrow, so... I gotta ship out a couple ones from last month. And, still, I think one for Neves. But that wasn't that long ago. What the hell kind of emotes are those, Slim Thunder? Let's do our little claw here. Actually, first we'll do the knot down here, and then we'll... I think that's... a little easier, I found. Then we do one here if we can, which I think we should be able to. Got just enough room. There we go, our little crab claws. Let me zoom out a little bit for you guys. Get the music, keep the music going. Hopefully the AC isn't loud for you guys. I don't think it should be, but everything's like, I can hear everything so much more through my mic, so the AC's like kind of loud for me, but I don't think it should be for you guys. All right. I need it though. It's hot. In fact, I turned the AC function off for a little bit. Let's turn that back on. My room like sits directly in the sunlight for most of the day, especially later on in the day. So it just gets cooking in here, especially with all the lights in the camera and computers for streaming. All right, the pink crook fly. AC's there, but it's subtle and can't hear when you're talking. Okay. Yeah, usually what I do is I either have to not have music, and then I'll put a filter on. You can't hear it at all, but then we can't have any music because the way my audio's set up, which is unfortunate because I'm using an actual mixer and I can't like separate it, unfortunately. But at some point, I'm going to have to change my mic. You guys are probably pretty used to how I sound with the mic. And I use a Audio-Technica condenser mic. Problem is, it picks up 360 degrees around it. I should get one of those podcast style mics that every streamer uses of all time. The Shure SM7B or whatever it's called. Because that's a cardioid mic, or it just captures your voice in a certain area. So it's not going to pick up all the extra sound, but... Yeah, well, I worry about it because, you know, I try to have the audio sound good. I've refined it over the years, I like to think. It probably still is not perfect, but... Alright, what's the rubber leg situation? I don't think I have any pink ones, and I'm just going to stick to the orange ones because they just kind of fit well with the thread we're using in the eyes. These should work just fine. Yeah, I was 3D printing earlier. I was trying to 3D print with my resin printer a bunch of stalker miniatures and stuff and enemies, and the 3D printer just shut off. It's been doing that, and I like sprayed Deoxit, which is I use for my guitar equipment, in the power button, thinking that might help, and I think it did. But they did it again. It's so annoying because I have to take the vat, or I have to take the plate off, clean it, take the vat out, this and that, and it's getting old enough. I think at some point here I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet, and I'm just gonna get one of the newer Elegoo Mars printers, which are much higher resolution, auto leveling plates, Wi-Fi, all that jazz. I should come out during the winter. Maybe one day. Probably more sooner make a trip to Florida. I got these guys trying to get me to game down there. But I ain't going anywhere for a while, alright? Until that damn boat is fixed. We ain't taking no pleasure trips. What I want to do is take a pleasure cruise in my freaking boat one of these days. It's going to be a mixture of fly tying money, ad revenue from 2 YouTube channels, and a sold kidney or liver or something. I'll see what I can get. But you never know. Maybe one day I'll do the Mike Rolls Dice tour. I'll go sleep on your guys' couch. Or the LI Flies Mike Rolls Dice tour. Multifaceted. And I'll travel the country on an electric scooter. Living off of honey buns from gas stations. Did you guys see that cat dude that's like walking across Australia in a cat outfit, or like a leopard print tracksuit or something? I feel like that dude. Sleep in the drying room, perfect. Oh, that sort of. I thought you meant like I don't know why in my head I went to like the laundry room. Use the Saturn. Yeah, the Saturn's nice too, but the new Mars 5 Ultra, I think it is. I think it's on sale on Amazon right now for like $280. Great resolution. It's got the auto leveling thing. It's got the plates. I'm pretty certain it might have the one where you don't have to scrape it. You can like pop the miniatures off. But just the auto leveling thing is like, oh my god. So it's like, I mean, I use it so much for the miniature related stuff that I'm gonna have to I think just get one. I'll try and print again like later tonight or tomorrow with this one, but something's going on. It's either the power supply is failing because I've replaced the USB stick I've updated the BIOS because if the USB stick goes bad, it'll stop printing halfway through. But I don't think it's like the power, so you know, like it's actually getting juice from the wall. Okay, I think it's like the power supply of the printer's dying or something. Upgraded the flex plates, yeah. I think the new 5 has it, so it has all those fancy things. Because I think the Saturn was like their tippy top one, crazy resolution, but it's like a couple years old now. The technology changes so fast now with this stuff. I'll put some rubber legs on here. The pink is coming out pretty good. We'll incorporate some olive on the top here in a little bit, but I'll keep it pretty pink for now. Like so. Yeah, I gotta print stuff for Zona Alpha, which is a Stalker inspired game. Then I have to, really what I need to do is print more custom Turkish K-47 faction that I'm doing. And I have Whirling Dervishes with swords. I have Janissary inspired troops. I have Jinn, like evil Jinn spirits that are warriors. And I have dudes on horses that are like Turkic cavalry with guns that are sick. So I'm like making it's like making a custom faction for 40k is what I'm doing for Conflict. So I don't think anyone's done it, or at least a content creator has done it and put it out there for people. So I'm excited to do it. That's a little too much material. We don't want to put too much on there. But yeah, so I'm like in the middle of like multiple projects that I'm also making videos on. So I kind of need the printer to work. What I should do is be like, yo, Elegoo, hello, you guys want to send me a free printer? That's what I should do. I don't know if I have enough clout for that on my second channel, but I should probably just try that before I buy one, honestly. You guys want me to do? I mean, it's like an older model though, or something, or it's not too old. I don't know. We'll see. I should honestly do that. I should reach out to him. That's what I should do. Just try it. You know what I mean? Why not? Yo, what's up? I'm gonna be 3D printing a bunch of models for a custom Conflict faction. You guys want to get into the Conflict space? Technology. Oh my god, I'm not reading that one out for the YouTube chat. Yo, what's going on, Dad Life? How's it going? Sad Panda, it was Hot Rod. Now it's Pinto. What? Tell him I sent you. That'll get him to send it for sure. Oh, yeah, there you go. Honestly, they might freaking say yes for all I know. I've seen them sponsor all sorts of channels. But there's also a bunch of different, like, 3D printing companies, so. But I will say I've used Elegoo, and that's why I would love to actually get sponsored by them, because I've used their stuff for years and I like it, so. I don't know if I'd want to get sponsored by like a random 3D printing company just to get a free 3D printer. It's alright, I'm gonna end up buying it, but part of me thinks I should just message them. We shall see. True, true. Alright, we got our rubber legs. We can start adding some olive, I think, near the end here, is what I want to do. I could have added the olive earlier, but we'll see. Maybe I'll reach out to him. I'll send an email. Like, hey, what's going on? Bada bada bing, bada boom. Maybe I can get like a discount at least or something. I'll get it from them. We shall see, though. I don't know. Oh, that's quite long. Let's cut this before we even finish the fly, so I don't need to deal with that when we're trimming the fly. Hopefully you guys can't hear the dog barking. It's my neighbor's dog. I don't mind the dogs barking, but it's something about like people in my neighborhood, their dogs bark and they'll just sit at, they like just don't even like try and stop. Like when my dogs used to bark, we'd be like, yo, psh, and they would stop barking. But like some of my neighbors, they just, I don't know if they're like inside or something, they just leave their dogs outside. One of my neighbors though, their dog just barks all freaking day. There's no way in hell I'd be letting my dogs bark in the backyard for like fucking 12 hours out of the day incessantly. But also some of my neighbors, they don't even walk their dogs. That's probably the main root of the situation. Those poor dogs probably got so much energy built up, they're just barking at everything that walks by. That's the one thing I learned when, because when I had a Jack Russell Terrier when I was younger. But we kind of just treated it like a lot of people do with dogs, where it's like, oh, you know, he's dog's just crazy. And then when I got older, I ended up adopting a pit bull, and I took it a little bit more seriously. And I was like, pretty much any situation that happens with dogs, any troubles you have, it all comes back to them. They just need to go and run around for a while. You know, if you got dogs like chewing up furniture, this, that, it's because they just haven't gotten their energy out. And some breeds of dogs have way more energy because that's how they were bred. So my Jack Russell Terrier used to jump at the door like 6 foot high and run around like crazy. That's because he was bred to go into like nooks and crannies and hunt rats for like 12 hours out of the day, you know what I mean? So once I learned that, I'm like, okay, I'm the only person to blame if I have any issues with my dog. Because I need to get off my ass and just walk him, because I'm like, why the hell is my dog tearing up the house? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? I've got a dog next door. It's similar. It's always similar. Never get out. Constantly barking. You don't think you've seen her walk the poor thing? Yeah. I mean, dude, you gotta walk your dogs, bro. They aren't meant to be living in the house all day. Just sitting in a backyard is not enough. It's different if you live on like a farm and you got a dog that can like traverse like half a mile of landscape, you know what I mean? But dogs like also like need to like get some stimulation, you know? They like sniffing, you know, they like going around and seeing things. You don't want to like freaking imprison it. You know what I mean? I used to rollerblade with my dog every day, my pit bull, and then my dad would walk him like twice a day. And when he was young, that's what it took to like really get him to stop, like, you know, chewing stuff up if we were gone, this and that. But once, you know, if we did that, we walked him in the morning, then I would rollerblade him when I got home from high school. And my dad would walk him. He never did anything because he would just be like sleeping whenever he was. He was so tired. You know what I mean? My boxer was insane. He was huge by boxer standards, 100 pounds, not fat, super tall. He could never burn his energy off. He could run for hours. Yeah. Well, you know, those serious dog breeds. You know what I mean? One of my ex-girlfriends, her sister's husband had a boxer, and we went to visit him. He had a toy-controlled car, like a gasoline-controlled like truck, and he was like, like driving it up and down this huge like neighborhood cul-de-sac. And we were sitting out there. He did it with the dog for like 2 hours, and the dog was, what do you call it? He was like, if I didn't have this, I don't think we could get this dog to like relax. He's like, I have to do this for like an hour or two. The dog was like, you know, pure muscle and all that. It's like a husky. A husky's like literally bred to like sleep outside in the winter and like pull a cart for 10 hours, you know what I mean? You can't leave that thing inside and expect it to just like behave to your weird modern human lifestyle. His brain is still conditioned for like thousands of years ago, but just domesticated. Yeah, I miss having a dog. At some point we'll get one, but it's also a lot of responsibility. and vet bills and medical bills. It's a lot. It is a lot. But there's nothing better than having a dog. I mean, man's best friend for a reason. Nothing wrong with cats, dude. I got nothing wrong with cats. I like cats. I'm definitely more of a dog guy, even though they're way more high maintenance than cats. Cats, you can kind of just let them do their thing. They're just like chilling. Just kind of get the shape right. I kind of do like a little shell, almost like a little crab shell, but we're also trying to mimic the like shape of like a fluke body. So I don't want it to be too robust. Take down some of this material here. Thin this out a little bit. So how's everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys are doing good. Is anyone tying any flies tonight while you're watching? What's everyone doing while you're hanging out? While you're lurking? We're gonna work on, essentially this fly is gonna be the next video. And I think I'm gonna try and, I'm gonna try and, which, you know, the workload's already too much for me to handle half the time with between the YouTubes. I think I'm gonna try and make, like, I want to do like a little introduction with the videos, like at the start, right before the materials. Be like, kind of, this is what the fly is, or this, that. Or I want to incorporate, like, because, you know, I'll pop up images sometimes of baits in certain fly tying videos. I want to try and do a little better job with that instead of just immediately it hops right into link in description materials. You have 2 huskies? Yeah. Yep, my buddy had a husky, and they got a husky, and they were like, wow, okay, this is a different type of dog than we've ever had before. So they literally had to walk that dog like 4 times a day and like walk it like nice long walks. The same thing with my pit bull, you know what I mean? That's where the rollerblades came in. I had the actual Cesar Millan rollerblades that they sold for like for going with dogs, because it really wide stance and it had giant ass wheels. So like sometimes my dog, like, it would be so hard to like slow him down because he would be like in like racehorse mode, and we would like go over like freaking like really rough terrain, and when I started out with regular rollerblades I fell so bad like 3 or 4 times. So I got the Cesar Millan rollerblades, and they had these like gigantic softer wheels, so I was able to like rollerblade like through people's lawns and shit. If my dog was like another dog ran by, I'm rollerblading with him like whoa, because he wasn't perfectly trained. He was like, he had all sorts of issues because he was abused, and we got him from a shelter and all that. But you put him on the leash on that thing, but when I got home with him, dude, he wouldn't even move for like 3 hours. He would just lay after drinking water for like 30 minutes. And one day we were rollerblading, and like I think something happened, and we were like flying, we were going so fast, and like a squirrel, I forgot what happened. Something happened, and I like flew into someone's fence, and like an old rickety wooden fence, and I like like completely destroyed this section of fence with my dog going like 20 miles an hour, and I fucking just booked it out of there, dude. Part of me feels bad, but it was an old ass fence. It was fine. But it was like a scene out of a movie. Like me and my dog went like flying through like a wooden fence at like 30 miles an hour. Like I got up, I was like, fucking go, book it. Holy shit. I forgot what happened. There was like a car, something almost happened. And we had to like veer off. But yeah, that's my little hidden secret. I think statutory limits, I can't get charged for it now, so I could tell you guys. I waited. I had to wait for the right time. Oh, you broke your G-Loomis again? Repairing the tip section? I actually got my broken G-Loomis, but I don't think you could fix it, because I think the way it broke. But what do you call it? Maybe you could fix it for me. Maybe I'll see if you could fix my G-Loomis that I got for free. I was gonna see if G-Loomis could fix it, but I'm sure I'd have to like pay something eventually or something. But The Albie hose, 3 dozen pink chartreuse and tan. Oh, that's what you're tying right now? Make an excellent snook and sea trout fly? Oh, hell yeah. I always figured they'd make a great snook fly. It seems almost very reminiscent of the kind of the little minnow flies that they tie for them. The glass minnows and stuff, you know what I mean? I'm just catching up with chat real quick before we glue the eyes up. Oh, we should also do our giveaway here soon. Yeah, tying redfish crack. Nice. The food when you got a monster, he ate like 8 cups of food a day too. Yeah, we also, the way we used to have a handle having a dog, we'd just like leave a bowl of food out and fill it up sometimes. But then when with my pit bull and stuff, we like got into a more regimented feeding schedule and like gave them, we like measured out the food and stuff, you know. So he was nice, so they were nice and healthy. Because we were kind of more relaxed dog owners before that, but then I got a little bit more serious. I'm like, you know, let's make sure they're eating right, this, that. Also, we stopped using like the cheap, you know, like the name brand dog foods you get at stores, because one of my dogs had an allergy, so his ears would get all messed up, and his eyes, my pit bull. So, also I did some research too, and that's when I found out that they use like dead zoo animals and dead farm animals, like with diseases and crazy shit. If you look into what like Purina and all these big name brands use on their cheaper dog food, which is like what most people use. So we went to like still dry food, but like a much better quality with like 3 or 4 ingredients, or like 2-3 ingredients in it. A little bit more expensive, but I did some research into like name brand dog foods, and I was like, oh my god. It was actually some of it was in Cesar Millan's book, because I had a couple of his books. I tell you what, I'm gonna sing Cesar Millan's praises. I love that dude, and it's some of it's like whatever for his TV show, but he had 2 books, and I read one of them, and it really like helped with dog training for me, and training my dog, and like dealing with all the issues that he had because he was like abused and stuff. So what do you call it? I'll sing that dude's praises all day. It completely helped. But in his book, he was talking about healthy nutritions for dogs, and like how the name brand foods, he was listing off ingredients and where they get the ingredients from. I was like, Jesus Christ, screw that shit. I mean, like, it's really like not good stuff, you know what I mean? Let me look. I'll let you look. I'll bring it next time, or next time we fish or something, I'll let you take a look. Yeah, the training DVDs, I used them for my adopted mix. She was a Cuttlebug towards the end. Yeah, it's tough, dude, especially when adopting dogs. Like when you have a puppy and you start from scratch, like you can really like kind of train a dog to be very well mannered. But we've always adopted dogs, and every dog I've adopted has always been through like a terrible situation in its life. So it's like hard to even, you know, get them to feel comfortable in the first like year or like month of living with you, let alone training them and stuff. But it's worth it. I always recommend adopting, because so many dogs in shelters, because assholes dropping them off on the side of the road and shit. When we do get another dog, we're definitely going to adopt for sure. And I'm sure it'll probably end up being another Pity or something, because those are my favorite dogs. Big mush mouths. But you never know. You never know what the hell happens. Especially with dogs. They can just kind of come into your life at some point. So you never know. Alright, let's put the eyes on here. That being said, when I do get another dog one day in the future, and it's not going to be anytime soon probably, it's always like, okay, now I need to train this thing not to destroy my entire bucktail collection. And I do have it in tubs or in these containers, but a resourceful dog can get into stuff, dude. So I remember I had to train my one dog like to not destroy my fly tying material. I also had to just be diligent about not leaving it in extremely tempting places for a dog. Volunteered at a shelter for for a long time, walking dogs in a shelter. Most absolutely loved going outside. Entire demeanor change. Oh yeah, that's how I adopted my pit bull. Is I was working for the town at a skate park, so working for the particular township, and at where the skate park was a community park for the town, and they also had their animal shelter there. So it was like they had a complex of different town buildings and inside this park. And I was just, you know what, I'm going to go volunteer and walk some dogs after work. And I did it a couple times, and then I walked that dog, and I was like, all right, I'm keeping this dog. We're keeping him. He was quite the handful, though. I'll tell you that much. I didn't know what I was getting into, but that's okay. We do it all over again. See if we can put a couple little dots on him, on this guy. Where's that Sharpie? I know I got a... There we go. Got a Sharpie laying around here. Alright, we're going to do our giveaway here in a little bit. You know what we should do? We should take... I should ask you guys... we should, like, go look on Amazon on the computer and go look at resins. Before we start the next fly. Do a little research from you guys. That would make a good video. I am curious. Just, can I save money on resin? You know what I mean? The fact that I tie flies for, like, people and for companies and guides and stuff, I do need to make sure it's of the highest, like, utmost quality, but... Right? You know, I can't be, you know, I gotta make sure I'm using the best stuff possible, right? But it would be very nice if I could save, I don't know, let's say 20 bucks or something on a bottle of resin. Yo, Limo, what's going on, dude? Yo, an Anglers Dram coming in with a brand new membership. Round of applause. Thank you so much, my friend. Get some 07s. Type an O and a 7. It's like a little salute. Or if you got some emotes. Put some emotes in the chat. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. You know what? Speaking of which, we got this set up. Let's go ahead and do this, chat. Let me show you how we're going to do this tonight. So in the past, we've done giveaways via Twitch. Okay, and we've done them in a marble race. And we did one for everybody, meaning that it was just everyone following the channel on Twitch, because following's free. And then we did one for paid subscribers, whether it's Twitch Prime, Tier 1, 2, and 3. We're opening up these to everybody. So you don't have to subscribe on Twitch for money or with your free Twitch Primes, but you should use your free Twitch Prime so Jeff Bezos just doesn't send Katy Perry up into space anymore. Okay, so definitely use your Twitch Primes, whether on me or someone else. If you got Amazon Prime, even if you don't watch Twitch, you guys are watching on YouTube, if you have Amazon Prime, which you probably all do, you can link your Twitch account with your Amazon account and give a creator a free sub every month so they can get a little money. But that's what I do for people that I watch all the time on YouTube, but they stream on Twitch if I want to support them. Anyways, you guys don't got to pay nothing. Just hanging out watching the stream is enough. So all you guys need to do, let's pick a word. You guys are going to type a word. But before, I want to show you how we're going to do it. This is how we did it before. So some of you guys are in here. So I could probably... Zeke's in here. I bet you Zeke and Calvin are probably going to do it. Gene might be in here. But I'm going to wait. We'll see if Gene is... you know what? Gene can take my spot. Alright? I'll give my spot to Gene. Alright. I do need to ship Neve's stuff out. So what? Let's have you guys type a word. How about let's have you guys type Kruke. C-R-U-K-E. It doesn't really matter how you spell it because it's not automated, and I'm going to have to manually type your guys' name in. But type Kruke in the chat, and when I see that, I'll type your name in here. And then we'll spin the wheel of doom. Okay? Bobzilla. So whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, if you win, I'll send you just a paper envelope in the mail with a stamp, and we'll slip one fly in there. Alright? Hopefully your local postman doesn't steal it. All right, well, slow down. Okay. Calvin, which is come fly with me. Oh, I have Calvin in here. Craggerroll. Slim Thunder. I'm like typing in a weird angle, so. Doc. We got Eli. I'll have to go back and make sure I got everybody. Vasquez. Fly Tying New England. We got Lima. O'Reilly, but I'll just type Lima. Okay, Gene is here. Angler's Dram. We got Zeke. Yep. Crude. Yeah. Let me see. Did we miss anybody? Bob. Yep, we had Gene. Calvin, Zeke. Craggerroll. Slim. Eli. Vasquez. I'm probably saying. I'm definitely not saying. I feel like I'm not saying your name right. Fly Time. Now I feel like I don't know how to say it. Is it Vasquez or Vasquez? Fly Time New England. Yeah, Lima, Gene. Okay, I think we got everybody. I'll wait a sec. I'll leave this up in case anybody's behind on Twitch or YouTube. And also, how the hell do we have 34 people watching right now? Did we get rated on Twitch or something? No, we just got, I guess, people watching on both platforms. Welcome on in, everybody. First one, Vasquez. Okay, because, yeah, Vasquez is what I said after. Okay, Vasquez. I'm just trying to think about, because I just filmed the intro for the Mike Rolls Dice video, and I was like, Mendez, fucking pick it up, move it, damn it. So I always like to picture your guys' names, me screaming it as a military dude because of the videos that I make for Mike Rolls Dice. Yeah, Lurkers came to party, so Lurkers, I'll give you a sec. Type just Krook in the chat so I can see your name, and if you're not on there, I'll put you on there. So here's the thing, chat. Also, shout out. This is a new thing, I think. Hold on, wait. I gotta show you guys this. No more of this nonsense bullshit where you guys gotta email me. Okay? Freaking YouTube has messages. I saw this on mobile. I don't know how to do it on the computer. Do you guys know? Also, see, shout out, dude. Mod City, bro. Hell yeah. Oh, it's Mod. His name's Mod City too. Did Shook1 change his name to Mod City on Twitch? But he's streaming on YouTube. Hell yeah. Love to see it. I've seen him been doing it, but I guess he's like multi-streaming now. Did Shook1, the real Shook1, change his name to Mod City on Twitch? No, right? It's probably still Shook. He just has his name on YouTube, Mod City. This is the channel I'm talking about, by the way. Hey, you video games. They're so good. You gotta watch it. But there's a way to send messages. Oh, it's only for premium. Oh, so somebody sent me a message. Really? It's only for premium? Because it's on my phone. Maybe, I guess, because someone sent me a message. Is that why? Yeah, there's like a little message symbol thing right there at the top. My buddy sent me a message. Is it really only premium? Ah, okay, I was going to say you guys could just message me. All right, worst case, you guys could either send me a message in Discord if you guys do win on YouTube, or you guys send me an email, worst case. So. Only premium at the top. Okay, so he probably has YouTube Premium, and he sent me a message. Okay, gotcha. Alright. Well, if you got YouTube Premium and you're watching YouTube and you win, you can just send me a message that way with your shipping address. Alright. Did I miss anybody? It looks like we're good. Oh, Leans. Almost missed you, Leans. We got a couple winners from last month I got to ship out. And, Lima, thank you for the bits. I got to turn that sound down. Jesus. Yeah, I got Leans in there. All right, I think we're good, right? I'm just going to double check one more time, and then we're going to run it. I'm just double checking everybody's names. It looks like it. Okay. I will say, if you ended up missing it, make sure you guys always keep your YouTube stream up to date, because it'll lag behind. I don't know why YouTube does this. Twitch is like always on point. I will say Twitch does win in that regard. All right. How the hell do we do this? Oh. Click to spin the wheel. I don't use that enough, the reverb. All right, chat. Let's do it. We need some sort of sound effect. Or sound. Hold on, wait. Music? Ah, whatever. We'll just click it. Drum roll. Brrrr. Oh! I thought it was going to be Slim Thunder, but it's Doc, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they even have sound effects. Wow. Unbelievable. Congratulations to Doc for winning some flies. Longtime viewer in Ireland. He's won plenty of flies himself, but the man deserves it. So, round of applause. Little cheer action going on. Exclamation mark rigged. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is actually a fake program I set up, and Doc paid me $20 in Stream Elements. Get wrecked. Alright, I'll leave this open. We are going to do one more later tonight. So, at the end of the stream, alright? So, I am going to write Doc's name down, though. And Lima, thank you for the jewels, my friend. Appreciate that. Very kind to you. Very, very kind to you. Alright. Now, Doc is exempt from the next one. Alright. Very nice. Appreciate that, my friend. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Alright, so we'll leave this open. We'll do another one here soon. You know, at the end of the stream. In like an hour or something. So, what do you call it? I'm going to leave it open the way it is right now, because it keeps your guys' names there. So, in fact, we'll just adjust it. You were very close. You were very close. Slim Thunder was even closer. Slim Thunder may have had a heart attack. Oh, he is here. Okay. Bring on the marbles. Look, Slim Thunder. This is a stream of equality where YouTube has just as much of a right to win flies as Twitch does, all right? The Twitch hierarchy has been crushed, all right? And now we support everybody. It is the luck of the Irish. It is true. If you look, actually, in every photo Doc has posted, there's a little rainbow in the background, as well as a little leprechaun on the shore. Little fun fact. And Lima, thank you for the Twitch bits as well. Stop sending me shit bits on YouTube and Twitch, all right? My sound alerts are too loud. That's what Sequisha calls it. People used to donate like, because like 2 bits is like 2 cents, so people would be doing the 1 cent donations, and he had a little jar, and they called it the shit bit donations or something. And he's like, we're getting rid of the shit bits. Enough of the shit bits. I look at the stream, it's all shit bits. I can't even read the chat. It's all 1 cent shit bits. I remember watching him. One day he flipped out. It was so funny. So I always think of them as shit bits. But I appreciate the shit bits. Thank you, my friend. But imagine the whole chat just being like 1 cent donations, like every other chat. It would just drive you mad if you had to look at that for 10 hours a day as like a professional streamer or something. You know what I mean? All right. We're going to take a quick little break here. I'm just going to run downstairs and just hit the hookah lounge for 2 seconds. When I get back, we're going to tie another fly. Don't forget, we're doing one more fly giveaway. It's the last Friday of every month, chat. So if you guys you're like, look, I like you, Mike, and all that, but I'm not going to sit here through every stream, this and that. I get it. I appreciate. I mean, I recognize the grind. The last Friday of every month. So make sure if you are going to, you know, watch a stream, it's the last Friday of the month, because that's when we do the giveaways. So, anyways, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to play our short little highlight, not the Albie one, the other one, and which is very short, and I'll be back in just a moment. And we'll keep on tying. We'll probably do something different than the Krug fly, Even though I say that now, we may just tie another kook fly when I get back. So, let raged chip kits. No, shit bits. All right, chat. We're gonna take a quick little break. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. If you guys have been sitting down for a little bit, stretch your legs. We're gonna be tying some more flies when I get back. All right. All right, we're back. Let's rage the shit bits. I do appreciate the shit bits, my friend. Luckily, we don't have the shit bit problem. I don't mind a couple shit bits. I gotta turn the shit bit sound alert down though. All right, Leans, you gotta head out. Hey, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight. All right, let's tie another one. Why don't we try and adapt it? I was thinking, we're thinking like striper fishing, but what about if you want to tie it for like, is there any sort of small, for like redfish, is there any sort of small like gobies or any sort of small mud skippers or some sort of small bottom dwelling bait fish that they eat? Maybe we try some darker colors. We can try and imitate some sort of like almost freshwater. You could probably just use this for like smallmouth as well, because it's kind of like a crawdad minnow looking thing, you know what I mean? What are some different colors I can use here that I have? We have the olive. Blue might be a little out there. Gray actually might not be bad as a color to use. I'm just looking at what slinky fibers I have, or Yeah, slinkies. Let's try gray and olive. Mixed maybe with some browns. I think I still got a small amount of that brown. Mud minnows. Yeah, I just don't know if there's anything like that in... I know they do have juvenile fluke and flounder because they have summer fluke. I just don't know if the redfish target them. Because they might be a little quick for the reds. Because they go flying. They go like... They go shooting off. I don't know if the reds chase them. Yeah, gobies. Almost like a goby. I just don't know if they got those... in like the Carolinas and whatnot. We got some redfish, folks. Maybe someone will chime in. Either way, we're going to tie it in a different coloration so we can see what they look like. I've been having fun tying this. It's like a fun fly to tie, which is always nice. Some flies are like, you know, they're fantastic flies, but they're almost like... There's quite a lot of steps and whatnot, and you're kind of like, alright, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. This part's gonna be a little tricky. This is just like a fun fly to tie. I don't have googly eyes that are small enough, though. I think I need to get googly eyes that are small enough. I will say googly eyes suck. They almost instantly break after you're using. I've talked to Mark about this. He used to use the googly eyes, but it was more so just for show. They're not necessarily made for fishing, unfortunately. If somebody can make like a fishing googly eye, and now we're talking. But they break and they fill up with water like every time you use them. A killifish, yeah, like a killie sort of thing. So the colors we're going to go for are going to be essentially kind of killie-ish, where it's going to be olive, gray, and like brownish colors. You know what I mean? That is maybe a little teeny tiny bit of tan for the belly. We'll use tan for the belly this time instead of white. That's pretty killie-ish. That's one of the main baits here in the creeks. When there's not a ton of bait around, the bass will focus in on killies a lot of times. Alright, I'm not tying a very large fly. I almost cut off a ton of material for no reason. I do want a nice lawn piece of gray, though, so I'm going to cut off a little bit lawner piece as well. I'm excited to finally get some videos on the channel. We'll have the crook fly. We're going to have a ballyhoo or needlefish fly. We have a couple different flies that I've wanted to film for a little bit. I got to order some hooks. I got to film the easy body squid fly because he sent me those squid tentacles and I was going to do it at some point. Told him I'd do it eventually. I got a little distracted. So I got a bunch of different flies to cover. Oh, I have olive for a tail. This is actually really nice. It's like we're tying the crooks in the exact color I have the tail material in. Coat them in resin, it'll seal them. The whole fly? What are you talking about? Oh, the coat the googly eyes. I haven't thought about that actually. You know what? That might be worth a try. That might be worth a try, seeing if that makes it durable. Because they always filled with water like instantly. But I used to use them back in like the 90s and 2000s. I haven't used them in a long time. This has got to go back in the bag. The other stuff can go in the bag before I forget. Let me be a little responsible with putting the materials away here. You guys do not want to see what my old fly tying streams looked like when I was done. It looked like a bomb went off in a fly tying shop. I've seen some pictures of supposedly weak fish caught in the UK. Not sure the location, but it was caught waiting for confirmation. Look, dude. Who the hells know what's going on with the way the water temps and everything's going? You get blue sharks that, I mean, that's pretty far for a weak fish. But we have speckled trout and weak fish, which look very similar. But the weak fish, I wouldn't be surprised because they go out into the ocean. So, I don't know. Maybe it gets in a Gulf Stream or something. Who the hell knows? We end up with weird fish all the time. But we have blue sharks that go from Long Island to Ireland. So, I mean, there is a migratory route for fish. That would be crazy, though, if you guys had a weak fish in Ireland. Because it more than likely had to have come from the northeast. They're not, weak fish aren't in the south of the United States, and they're really only off the coast of the U.S. I don't think weak fish are even in the northern part of North America. Like if you go up to like Nova Scotia, I don't think they have weakfish. I think it's just on the East Coast from like maybe Maine. I don't know if they even go up there in Maine, but like Rhode Island, Massachusetts down to like probably Maryland would probably be the farthest, I would think. Maybe a little bit further south. That'd be crazy though. That would be like us catching one of your European sea bass off the coast of Long Island. That would be wild. Let us know if that ends up being like confirmed or something, because that's like, I feel like we should write an article about that for On the Water magazine, that a weakfish went all the way to Ireland. Like that's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. I gotta tell my buddy Tim, he writes articles for On the Water. I bet you he would freaking write an article about that if it turns out to be true. Yeah, let me know. That's crazy. I want to know about that. I've never heard of weakfish. Like, it very well could be a thing. They could migrate quite far for all I know, but it'd probably be a situation where they ended up just getting sucked into a Gulf Stream and following it or something. Like how we get lionfish up here in the bay, you know? End up from the Caribbean or something. That'd be cool, though. That'd be pretty cool. Talk about a hell of a journey for a weakfish, dude. Could you imagine a weakfish traveling to Ireland from, like, Boston? What the hell is that thing doing, dude? That'd be wild. It might just be some other species, right? But, I mean, you really never know. We get really, really weird fish that are not supposed to be anywhere near here that the aquariums catch every year. Like, people go out, too, looking for exotic fish for the aquarium and stuff. And they always find all sorts of weird stuff in the bay. Like, this time of year, there's going to be, like, lionfish, all sorts of crazy exotic species from, like, weird parts of the, from the America continent and stuff. Like South America and all sorts of crazy places. Now, if we could just start getting some sailfish off the beach, then I'd be happy. How's it going, Superflies? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it'd be wild. You gotta hear about that one. Let's get a little. I made a little mix of some darker brown and some gray with the olive. Let's go with that on top. How you doing? How you doing? Also, your caps, you got your cap stuck on or something? Let's go ahead and we're doing a little V-ties here. We're chilling, tying some flies. We're doing a giveaway later. We did one earlier. We do them on the last Friday of the month on stream. We're tying these little crook flies. This will be the next video we do on the channel. We can do a little trimming along the way to make it easier. I'm gonna keep using the orange. I like the orange. Ah, okay. Then you know what? You do you. Use the caps. All good. I thought you were just yelling, but it's all good. It's all good. Sometimes when I game on the PC, I leave my caps then on, and then I forget. But I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. To me, it looked like a weak fish, and I think they sent it off to be confirmed. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, it's all good. No, it's all good. It's kind of like a joke. It's like an old rule from Stream Things where it's like, you know, a lot of times people would just type in all caps because it would be like the equivalent to them like screaming their message or something. But you get the exemption. You're good. You're good. You got a doctor's note. But I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna mix a couple different little colors for the belly. A little brown, little gray, little tan. You can yell too if you get like an Albion or a big striped bass. That's an acceptable time to yell. You gotta go Albion. You gotta let all the other guys know around you got one on. Screw. Little Slam and Cores reference. Go with a little olive here. Olive, little gray, kind of mix the colors together for a little killie fish sort of imitation, if you will. A little brown in there too. You're before Google? Okay, gotcha. I respect it. We respect our elders. You only got a couple. You only got a couple years on me though. I'm getting up there. Yeah, it's a fine line of adding too much material and not enough for sure. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Don't forget, chat, post any flies or any fish pictures in the Discord. We'll take a look here in a little bit. We're going to tie this fly up. We're going to chat for a little bit. We'll take a look at the Discord. And before we end the stream, we'll do the last giveaway here. So, and we'll either ship them out tomorrow or on Monday. I got a couple from last month we got to do as well. Oh, appreciate that, Superfly. Thank you so much. Oh, excuse me, chat. I got up super early today. I think I'm woken up by freaking landscapers as usual. It's like the equivalent to the roosters. Nobody has chickens anymore, but the landscapers will come and get my ass. Do you guys know that one movie? This is like the way I like to think my relationship with like landscapers coming to all the houses around here and making a racket when I'm like recording audio for videos and stuff. It's like always at the worst time. You guys ever see the movie with was it Steve Harvey? No, Steve Harvey. Steve Martin? There was a movie where there's a neighbor that was like always mowing his lawn at like 5 a.m. in the morning. He was like a military type dude, and the neighbor like hated it. Like every morning 5 a.m. he'd wake up hearing this guy mowing his lawn. So he like moved somewhere else, and I think there was another guy. I forgot the name of the movie, but there was a movie where this guy lost his mind because his neighbor was mowing his lawn in the morning. I forgot. I want to say it was like one of the Wayans brothers maybe was the guy on the lawnmower. I forgot what the name of the movie was. It was like an 80s or 90s movie. I'm gonna Google it. Annoying lawnmower neighbor movie. Oh, is it Randy Quaid? What was the name of it? Oh, it was with Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was the guy getting pissed off, and it was Randy Quaid. I don't know why I thought it was the Wayans brother. There might be another movie. I'm thinking of I thought of what's it called? The movie where one of the Wayans brothers is the like military sergeant guy, and he's like, you know, with the kids. What was that movie called? Hold on though. Let me make sure we don't get copy striked. This is it. This is it. Oh, there's music. I can't. I want to get copy strike. Yeah, it's with Richard Pryor. Every fucking morning, there's like a guy with a lawnmower that comes out at like 5 a.m. Look at the size, and it's got a V8 motor. It's got a V8 motor. And it like ruins Richard Pryor's life. Like, he tries to deal with this guy, and he can't, like, get him to stop, and it, like, his whole family, like, gets upset with him. It's so fucking good. Oh, he's, like, going over all of his shit, too. He's like... Look at this shit. There's, like, fucking chainsaws. He's, like, cutting the trees down, too. I think that's on their lawn. I think it's his lawn or something. Dude, it's so good. And his wife, like, never wakes up. He's, like, fucking... He can't, like, concentrate at work. I think they end up moving, and there's another neighbor with a lawnmower or something. I don't wanna... Is it a Stephen King short story? I don't think it's called... I don't know if this is the name of the movie, though. Is it Lawnmower Man? It should say. Taken from the movie Moving with Richard Pryor. Dude, this is such a good movie. This is such... Oh, dude. But this is what I like. I'm, like, fucking getting ready to record audio for a YouTube video that I've been working on all day. And then there's, like... I hear, like... Because my windows are open and I have this AC unit in my wall. So it's like thin pieces of plastic, but my window's essentially open all the time. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I go to, like, I'm like recording audio for like a video, and I'm like hearing something through my microphone. And then all of a sudden the whole house is like shaking, like, and there's like 13 lawnmowers next door because a channel just came. And it's like, there's like leaf blowers, there's like freaking chainsaws going off. That's what I feel. I feel like Richard Pryor, dude. There was no landscapers in this neighborhood like 15 years ago. Now I'm Richard Pryor. I'm like, what the hell's going on out here? Oh, God. But luckily I've watched a Richard Pryor movie. I'm not going to, like, ruin my life trying to deal with it. I'm just going to, whatever, it is what it is. I'm pretty certain, like, everything starts falling apart from him because he starts clashing with this guy. I think he, like, files noise complaints. I don't remember it all, but I have to watch that movie again. I have to see if it's, like, on YouTube. I can rent it or something. It's called Moving with Richard Pryor. It's so good. I live in an apartment building. They cut the grass 3 times a week and dump the garbage bins I like over the garbage room. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't necessarily mind it. It's just, you know, it's like, holy fuck, dude. There's like 15 guys with lawnmowers. The main thing I don't like about landscapers is that they're putting top-fed fertilizer on the lawn most of the time. And that stuff washes into the bay and it causes algae blooms that cause low oxygen, that cause striped bass not to come into the bay near my house so I can't walk down there, drink a beer, and go fishing. That's the main reason. And it, like, destroys the clamming and all that. So I actually had a door-to-door pesticide salesman come to the house the other day, in the rain, by the way. I respect the hustle the kid had. But I did ask him, I'm like, what sort of shit? I told him straight up, first off, we're not going to buy anything because look at my front yard. We have raccoons living in the tree behind it. It's like we're like one with nature here, okay? We're like planting native plants and like stuff like that, you know? But I did ask him, what is the general stuff people are spraying around here? Because he said he does have, like, customers around here. And some people use, like, the peppermint and the cayenne. They do, like, a non-pesticide, like a natural spray. But he did say some people around here, they want to go full nuclear mode, where they go the most, the highest level of pesticide they can within New York state law, he told me. And I was like, that seems like, he specifically worded it in a way that it was like... pretty strong shit or something. I was like, all right. Well, I told him, I was like, you know what? I respect it. You guys do you. But I'm like a fisherman and a clammer, you know. I hate the fertilizers they're using, and if they're coming and spraying pesticides all over the place, I'm not necessarily a fan of it. But I told him, I was like, I respect the hustle, because he's out there in the rain on like an electric scooter trying to sell shit door to door. But I was curious. I'm like, what the hell are these people? Because I see pesticide companies coming next door and, like, spraying shit. So we shut the windows, but... Yeah, you might get a couple ticks, but you know what? Hey, I got a baby opossum that lives around here. It's probably an adult by now, and they can eat 1,000 ticks a night, so... What people should be doing is they should be getting guinea fowl because we used to have guinea fowl on our college campus. They didn't spray any pesticides. They had a pack of guinea fowl, like 10 of those things roaming around, and the campus was huge. And it like completely like killed the tick population. These guinea fowl were just going around eating ticks like 24/7 on the campus. So I bet you a very efficient way, if you want to deal with ticks and you have a piece of property, get some guinea fowl and have them walk around. They'll eat every freaking insect that you do not want to deal with, because they'll pick the place clean. It's so funny. We used to be walking around the college campus and there'd be like 20 guinea fowl running around. We're starting to get more possums here in our Ontario, Canada. Oh, yeah? Did you guys not have a lot of possums? In The Lawnmower Man, he mows naked and chews the grass clippings. Okay, yeah. That Randy Quaid does some crazy roles, but that was not that. I do recommend that Richard Pryor movie, but it sounds like I may need to read the Lawnmower Man. That guy sounds like a freak. I never understand why people spread pesticides on their garden, too. Yeah, you can use the diatomaceous earth. Is that how you pronounce it? I always forget how you pronounce it. Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. It's just because that's the thing that's sold at Home Depot, and that's what they, that's where the money is. Because, that's where branding, this, that. People don't know better. Most people, if they found out that if they were putting Scott's Lawn Care on their lawn, that it would decrease their property value if they had a home on the water. Because you can't even go in the water. Their kids are going to get a rash from the freaking algae blooms. But a lot of people don't know it, you know what I mean? They just hire like a lawn care company and they come and do everything or something. At least out here, you know what I mean? My buddy Kresh, who's been on the channel a bunch fishing, Feta Nick, he uses Molorganite as a fertilizer. And one of the main reasons he uses it is because it's far less harmful when it comes to runoff, in the way that more modern fertilizers they sell you, how they'll run off in the bay and whatnot. Anyways, it doesn't matter, dude. We're on our way to idiocracy. Enjoy this stuff while we can, chat, because God knows what the world's gonna be like 60, 50 years from now when our kids are growing up or something, or your great-great-grandkids or whatever. Long Island, genuinely, where I live, might be underwater. There's a good chance where I live right now might be underwater 100 years from now anyway, so. Pesticides might not matter that much then. Alright. Where am I from? I'm on Long Island, New York. So we mostly focus on saltwater striper fishing, things like that. Saltwater fly tying, vice versa. Should store stockpiles of Gatorade? True, because it's what the plants crave. It's the electrolytes. Well, you just need to buy Gatorade stocks, or stocks and electrolytes. Because all of the world's agricultural businesses will be using Gatorade to water the plants, is what we learned from Mike Judd's movie. It's kind of like, I feel like it's a Simpsons situation. You know how the Simpsons predict stuff? I feel like Mike Judd predicted the future. Except I will say we need an idiocracy too with AI. Because now everyone just uses ChatGPT and they're like idiots, you know? So I feel like we do need a updated version of Idiocracy, but with AI involved. I think there was AI in it, but I feel like if Mike Judd wrote that movie nowadays, it would probably looks different. The premise would be the same, just everyone got dumb. But I think there would be more like, I don't know. I feel like he'd probably do it slightly differently. What the hell do I know, though? I just want to see another Idiocracy, but at the same time, it's almost like too good. You almost don't want to ever just leave it, because it was like a gem. The movie's so stupid when it came out, but then dude, when I watched that movie when it first came out, I was like, I saw the vision. All right. Just even in the beginning, he's like, yeah, well, the smart people stopped having kids because they were like, well, we're gonna wait, this and that. And he's like, meanwhile, the dumb dude was out there. He had like 20 kids by the time he was 40. He was out there like banging everybody. He didn't give two shits. And I'm like, I see the vision. I see where this is going. And it seems like, yeah, okay. I feel like this is reality in a few years from now. It didn't seem that far-fetched. I also realized I forgot to tie a couple more ties forward, so let's do that. Just trim the whole fly. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Idiocracy, my god, it's so good. And it's, you know, nowadays, too, it's, like, so hard, dude, because, like, everything's political and this and that. That movie is not like, oh, it's liberals or conservatives or this, that. It's just like, yeah, no, people are going to be dumb in the future, dude. And it's just such a good movie. It's really more art. It's like less of a comedy movie, and it's like a piece of art for humanity. You know, they're going to go back and watch it like thousands of years from now after the dark ages of dumb people. When they come out of the fallout shelters or something, they're going to be like, what is this ancient manuscript? They're going to be like, oh, this is what happened to humanity. And they're just going to watch Idiocracy and be like, yep. Mm-hmm. They're going to like show it in all their hologram schools. That's the future. Alright, we'll wrap this off here. We're getting to the later part of the stream when I start rambling about Idiocracy. Such a good movie, though. We're talking a little bit about movies. I think, you know, what really kicked me off is that goddamn Moving movie with Richard Pryor. Oh my god, is that such a good movie. That brought back, like, so much nostalgia watching that scene of that, what do you call it, Randy Quaid coming out. Which, that's Dennis Quaid's brother, if I'm not wrong, right? That is Dennis Quaid's brother. They're brothers. Randy Quaid and Dennis Quaid. Which, dude, freaking Randy Quaid as the Griswolds. As the cousins. Oh my god. He's so... That was like... I would have... If I ever meet this dude, like if I ever just saw him on the street, and he's done so many cool movies... Randy Quaid, but dude, him as the annoying cousin Eddie or whatever. I think it was cousin Eddie in the Griswolds. Oh my god, he killed it with that scene. Or with that movie. Especially the Vegas one too. Like, it was years later. It was just like he played that role so perfectly. He was so freaking annoying for Clark Griswold. Oh man. That was so good. Such a freaking good... I gotta go back and watch the Griswolds, dude. Like, if I ever have kids one day, I'm going to force them to watch all the Griswolds, like, multiple times. I feel like as a kid, you have to grow up and watch those movies if you grew up in my time. So freaking good. Chevy Chase, dude. One of my all-time favorites. What was the name? Fletch? Yeah, dude, Fletch. Oh, my God. That was one of the movies I had on DVD I used to watch all the time. See, many people my age, like... When would this been? This would have been like right after high school, 18, 19. Like 10 years ago or something almost now. Maybe not 10, but close. Oh, actually, no, yeah, more than 10. Jesus, I'm getting old. What do you call it? I was watching like Fletch, watching all these old school movies. Oh my god, but with Fletch when he's like in the NBA, he's got the afro. That is still one of my... If we watch that right now, I'd die laughing. If we watch that scene on YouTube. They're like announcing it. Oh my god, it's so freaking good. Yeah, I'm gonna have a list of movies that I'm gonna force, if I ever have kids, force them to watch. All the Chris Farley movies. Some Adam Sandler ones. A bunch of those Chevy Chase, Steve Martin movies. John Candy movies. All the good shit, you know? Alright, we'll put some eyes on here. we're going to wrap it up. We'll take a look at the Discord, and then we'll do our last giveaway here for the night. It'll be good enough for government work is what I like to say. Can't even see the fly. There you go. Kind of olive, grayish sort of coloration to it. I ended up cutting the legs a little short, so I just cut them all short. Because why not? Pull a Bob Ross little happy little mistakes or whatever. The bees, that's right. Oh yeah, Jim Carrey. Oh my god, dude. Ace Ventura. I used to do the butt talking thing. You remember? Where he's like talking with his butt cheeks or whatever. I used to do that as a kid. My mom would be like, what the fuck are you doing? Or the slow-mo scene where he's like, as the football player in the like mental institution. Yeah, Ace Ventura was my jam, dude. And especially the second one as a kid where he's got the slinky. Slinky, slinky. And he like goes down this like Tibetan monastery steps with the slinky. He's like, I've been waiting to do this forever. Then they're like rolling the freaking Land Rover Defender through the woods and they'd like perfectly land in the parking spot. It's so stupid, but it's so good. He like knocks the dude out that's wearing fur and like wears him over his shoulders like he's a piece of fox or something, like a fox pelt. Jerry Lewis, that's a little, he's old school for me, I think, but that's a actor, right? Jerry Lewis you're talking about? That's how I don't know what the hell. I'm a freshwater fly tyer, so seeing all the saltwater stuff is so cool. Yeah, man, that's a cool thing, man. Like, with fly tying nowadays, there's more flies and more types of fly tying and things you can do with a fly tying vise than ever before. We're literally, like, constantly living in, like, the golden age of, like, fly tying, essentially. Back when I was growing up with saltwater stuff, like, there was, much less was explored. So nowadays, like, people are doing the craziest stuff. Croc fight? Oh, the croc fight? Oh, the best one from Ace Ventura 2 was where he gets birthed from the hippopotamus. And the family watches him. That scene, I remember watching that as a kid, and me and my dad was like, what the hell is this? I'll never forget, though, I watched that movie like 300 times probably as a kid. We used to rent it at Blockbuster. That scene was freaking hilarious. Like, I think the only other scene that got me that hard, that's not a good thing. That's not a good way of phrasing it. The only scene that made me laugh that hard, not got me that hard, that was not the best way of phrasing it, was freaking Danny DeVito coming out of the couch in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like naked. Do you know what I'm talking about? In the scene, Danny DeVito hides himself in a couch to spy on people in It's Always Sunny. And he was like choking in the couch or something. So he like crawls his way. It looks like the Ace Ventura scene, where he's getting out of like the fake rhinoceros. And Danny DeVito's like birthed out of a couch covered in like oil or something. He's like, "Rah!" And everyone's like freaking out because they're at like a party. And a dude is, they're sitting there. And he's like, some guy's like, is there a man in that couch? And they're like, what do you mean is there a man in that couch? That's ridiculous, because they knew Danny DeVito was in there. And he's like, no, I think there's a guy in that couch. And then Danny DeVito like breaks out of it. He's screaming like, "Rah!" Like naked. Oh, dude. The best was like, is there a guy in that couch? What do you mean? No, there's not a guy in the couch. You sound crazy. The guy like got serious. He's like, no, I think there's a man in that couch. There's a man in that couch. The way they set that scene up, oh my god, it was so good. Oh, that was so good. He was getting hurt in the couch, he said. Yeah, I know, I'm not even joking. That's why like the scene was so visceral. It was so real. I think he almost died a couple times filming It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he mentions. There was like a couple scenes where he like almost died, you know? And he just went along with it, like, because Danny DeVito's like the coolest dude. All right, chat. Let's take a look at the Discord here. See what you guys have been up to. See anything in the fly tying room. It was the Christmas special. That's what it was. Oh my god, that just made me laugh so hard. Though I was like, "Is there a man in that couch?" The way the guy said it, he got like so worried too. The guy, he's like, "No, no, no. There, I think there's a guy in that couch." Because you can hear probably Frank, or like Danny DeVito going, like freaking out inside. Oh my god. Oh my god, that shit's so funny. Alright. Russ Madden inspired articulated thing. Dude, this looks sick. From, Frischkin. Beautiful job. Maybe dubbing brush? Or no, EP fiber, it looks like. Crystal flash type material. Then some sort of hackle. Bead. Articulated. Looks like Marabou, I think. Barred Marabou off the back. And Grande Estaz. Yeah, he was losing his breath in there. We do have a link in the description of the YouTube if you want to join the Discord. It's really Discord I used in the past for we talk in a voice chat playing computer games with my buddy, but it morphed into a way for like I guess you could have like a little community and stuff. So we have our fly fishing fly time. We also have our tabletop area for Mike Rolls Dice. We've gotten people joining for that. But there's no pressure if you want to, but if you don't use Discord, it's not a big deal. Just checking in. Can you rotate that fly so I can see it at all angles? Which one? The one that we tied, Jim? Yeah, sure. This is coming out in a new video, actually, so you're going to see it, but I could trim it a little bit better. But essentially, it's imitating either a crab or a juvenile flatfish. It's called the Krook. We came up with it. It's going to be the next video. It's coming out this weekend. In fact, I have to work on the video after the stream. I'm cutting down it right now, or cutting it down. The one I tied's outside, actually. I forgot, but this is actually better because I can film like all these flies outside and put it in the video now that we have a little thing. Bonefish would hit that? Yeah, I'm sure if you scaled it down, tied it on a size 4, and you did the strong arm and just scaled it down to a small enough size, I'm sure the redfish would eat it too. You know what I mean? The question is there bait? Is there bait that the bonefish eat, or is it essentially just putting eyes on a crab-like fly? Because in reality, with a crab fly, I would have it be. I mean, it depends on the size, but a lot of times I wouldn't have it elongate more towards the end. This is where I like to think the fluke shape comes into play. For a crab, I would probably trim it a little bit more. It'd be more like this. But when I tie it, I kind of extend the material off the back. It kind of looks more like a flatfish or a bait fish as well. And you throw the eyes on there. The eyes, I feel like, are more for us than it is for a fish. A bonefish, though, would probably see the eyes, that's for certain. When they're muddy and they're not that picky, yeah. So it's essentially like a crab fly. You know what I mean? All right. Yeah, that's going to be our next video, Jim. So you should get some good angles on it, and because we film our fly tying in 4K. So don't forget. There's actually. Wait, is this right? This says March 25th, 2026. Maybe this is the wrong thing, or maybe whatever. But if you guys haven't, make sure you check out Masters on the Fly. They do a live show with, like, they got Henry Cowan and folks and stuff. So Zeke's posted, but I think that was an old one. All right, I think we've caught up with pretty much everything. Oh, here we go. Zeke. This is what we missed. He's out fishing off the ocean today, or in the bay, I should say, on the flats. He got himself a nice bluefish. Let's go. I didn't catch a single bluefish this year. Shame on me, I know. Apparently the bluefishing wasn't that crazy, though, in my area, like the tailing blues. But, hell yeah, Zeke. At least Zeke's getting out there and catching something. All right, chat. Let's do it. I'll leave this up and I'll see. I think most of you guys are still in here, but all right. Why don't we type? This is where we're gonna do our giveaway. Doc won the first one. Was fishing my creek for little micro bass. Caught 3. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I'm gonna start fishing again here soon. It's starting to cool down, so it's gonna not be incredibly hot. What should you guys type? Let's have you type. Crab. Crab, C-A-R-B. Type crab in the chat. And then I'll put you guys' name in the wheel, and we'll spin it. Somebody's going to win a fly. I do need a shipping address if you're watching on YouTube. Okay? We got Vasquez. We got to add Jim. Yeah, we have Zeke, Lima, Eli, Englishram, Calvin. We'll take Doc out, because Doc already won. So remove him from the wheel. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, just type crab, and I'll add your name manually. I'm pretty certain everyone's still here from before. We'll be generous and leave it on there. You got Superflies. Yeah, most of you guys, if you did it earlier, you're pretty much on there. You'll see your name. But if you haven't, yep, we got Gene. I got you from last time, Gene. Your name was on there. I left it on there. I gave you my slot for fun. We'll just give you guys a second here. Appreciate everyone hanging out, though. Hope you guys had an awesome time for some fly time with us on a Friday night. What do you call it? We have our new video for the Crook fly, and then I'm gonna make sure we do at least a fly tying video a week. So no more gaps in between uploads and whatnot. So as well as starting to work on some longer form stuff for the full time videos. So we're gonna get back into the groove with the fly time videos. So stay tuned for that. This weekend we are gonna have our Crook fly video come out though. So. All right, I think we got everybody. Okay, if you haven't, what do you call it? Speak your piece, or what do they say at weddings? Have you ever done the Supreme Hair Shrimp Fly? Yes. Hold on. I'll just do this. Go channel. Go to videos. It's a little older. It's not in the newer style. It's in the old style of videos I used to do. We have this bonefish shrimp fly. We have this silly leg shrimp fly. Gurgler shrimp fly if you're looking for the newer style in 4K. But right here, the ultra shrimp from 5 years ago. Still a good video. This is actually filmed, this was taken from a live stream. So this is what my old Twitch setup used to look like back in the day. I had a green screen, I had a shitty mic, USB mic. Still got the same, this logo, which is not on now, but... Have you done a mackerel stool yet? Have you just asked me if I've shit out a mackerel before? I don't know what that is. Speak now so your homie doesn't make a mistake. Yeah. Speak now, forever hold your peace. That's what they say. Yeah, so right there, the ultra shrimp. It's a good fly, too. But, when's the last time we did a video? A month ago, almost. It was almost 2 months, honestly. So, we're going to start cranking out some videos again here for you guys. Alright, let's do our giveaway. Who's going to win? Oh, have you done mackerel style? Honestly, a lot of these flies will work for mackerel fly. The Mullet Marauder, just change the colors to more blue color and have a grizzly hackle in there. Any of the larger stuff, like the Kinky Muddlers, like this is a great mackerel style fly. This is an Achille. The peanut bunkers, just tie them in mackerel colors. We can do a mackerel fly, it's just I don't do a lot of mackerel flies, so that's more like I'm up in your area. But it's a mackerel body shape, yeah. So bucktail deceivers, the bulkheads will work for that. The bucktail deceivers, even the pogie flies are kind of similar. The squimpish hollows, any of the squimpish hollows are what I'd really do. I'd do like a hollow or a squimpish hollow. And just adjust, like, again, this slammer could be a mackerel shape in the water. You know what I mean? Yeah, 5 inches long. Again, pick any of these just standard baitfish flies. The bucktail deceiver is a great place to start. Is around that size. This is more like herring, but a herring and mackerel are very similar, you know? It's just more so about you got to work the material to get the profile, you know what I mean? So like the length, the amount of material, and where you're tying it in. But I should do a mackerel fly. I'll do a mackerel fly at some point. So, oh, you do butterfish for tuna? Nice. The only butterfish flies I've seen really that were like that I used to see a lot was Bob Popovich tied some butterfish stuff in his spread flies and stuff you'd see. There were some old school butterfish flies I've never seen, but yeah, all right, we'll do a mackerel fly at some point. I'm sure people will like that. We could do like a mackerel squimpish hollow, or we could do like a mackerel like bucktail deceiver style fly or something. All right, let's get it. This is Jim Horton, by the way, all right? Because we have a couple gyms. The Discord doesn't like you. If you are trying to... Did you join the Discord? You do need to wait a little bit to post. Yeah, you might need to wait a little bit to post pictures and stuff. Because we used to have annoying, probably teenagers living in their, you know, mom's basement that would, like, get my Discord to, like, say racist stuff in text. I never even knew that was a feature. I remember somebody in the chat says your Discord saying racist stuff. I'm like, what? And somebody mentioned, like, some kid went in there and I didn't have a setting turned on right or something. So I guess a default setting in Discord back in the day, you could have the whole Discord be sent a message in text-to-speech, and some kid was like sending racist messages. That's the internet for you. That's just really, there's like trolls, you know, that would go to streams. So like, but I remember that was early on in my streaming career. So I set up, I have settings so it makes people wait a little bit before they can post things and stuff. That usually deals with like the idiot kids, you know, because they don't have enough attention to deal with it. But luckily we don't deal with that nowadays. But I remember my Twitch chat was like, dude, your Discord is saying crazy things right now. I'm like, what are you talking about? Has it gone sentient? Is my Discord like a sentient racist? All right, we're going to click the wheel, chat. Whoever's going to win is going to win. Just classic Twitch streaming stuff, you know? It might not have even been a kid. I hope it was a kid. If a grown adult did it, then God forbid. Eli! As a member of the young type, the young peoples, I'm sorry you had to deal with those. It's all good. Eli, congratulations. So, we do need a shipping address. So, that's all we need. I don't know if you're part of the Discord. Either join the Discord, or you're gonna have to like I gotta give you my email address, which is a pain in the ass. Or Instagram, if you're on Instagram, just send it to me on Instagram on LIFliesMike. Instagram or Discord would be the easiest. If not, I'll give you what I should do is I should make a separate email. Here's the thing, because I have I specifically try to like not click links on my email. I've heard so many horror stories of people losing their YouTube, so that's why I'm just like, ugh, email, whatever. But I should make, because we have a lot of older folks that watch the stream. Respect, shout out to the old heads that watch, and they're like, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Discord, I need to. I'm like, oh, I'll give you my email. But I got to make a YouTube email specifically for that reason, because I made one for my other channel, because what do you call it? Because it's a different name and everything, but you just followed on Instagram? Perfect. So yeah, send me a message. It might be, I'll look, it might be a request or something, but I'll just send me the shipping address, and it might be a week or two or something, but we'll send fly out in an envelope to you. So missed it by one, but congrats. You know what? Honestly, the marble races are sick, but this is a good visual thing for you guys. You're like, so close, you know? So I don't know. It's not the worst thing. It's still not as cool as the marble races, but as long as YouTube can get in on it, that's all that matters. Hey, I got a lot of dudes that are watching that, you know, were fly fishing long before I was born. So respect to the, like I said, to the old heads that were fishing long before I even knew how to cast a fly rod. So I appreciate you guys watching me. So, all right, chat. What do you call it? Appreciate you guys hanging out. Let me write down. I'll write you down as well so I don't forget. Even though you are sending me a message, I always like to keep a track. You liked and subbed with all 7 channels. Oh, well, I appreciate that. That is very, very kind to you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. We stream Friday nights. So if you want to stop by, we'll be Friday nights. Usually around, I don't know, anywhere 6:30 Eastern Standard Time and all that chat. Thank you again for hanging out, chat. Appreciate it. What do you call it? We have a new video coming out this weekend. That's what I got to finish. I'm going to be working on it tonight and tomorrow. And, yeah, so a new Crook Fly, and then we'll get back to pumping out YouTube videos for you guys. So, game is rigged. Eli lives in the basement. You know, I wish I had a way of rigging the wheel, but this is the mighty wheel of names.com. You guys can't see it. I wish I could show it to you. The name is up here. This is the mighty wheels of names.com. This is the most this is the highest of integrity. Okay? It's a random website on Google I found. Clearly cannot be tampered with. Okay? Anyways, thank you, chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Have a great weekend, and what do you call it? We'll see you guys soon. You do your lives? Oh, you stream some flies live too? Very nice. Fridays, afternoons, and Sunday. All right, cool. Very cool. I have to check you out too. I love seeing some live fly tying. So, all right, chat. You folks are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. Superflies, Lima, Eli, Zeke. What do you call it? Well, I don't want to miss anybody. We had Vasquez in here, Doc, Jim as well, Bobzilla. Thank you so much, chat, for hanging out. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You guys, also, English Dram for the new membership. I didn't forget you, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot. So, chat, you guys have an awesome night. You take it easy, Gene. You too. We'll see you guys, all right? Have an awesome weekend. New video